a factory direct. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Ah, winter, with its cold, dry air causing that not-so-nice winter nose feeling. Thankfully, you don't have to wait for warmer weather to clear sinus congestion and send winter nose packing. All you need is Navage Nasal Care. Navage helps soothe the inflamed nasal passages that are often part of colds and infections. It flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your sinuses to give you the soothing moisture you need. Navage also sucks out the other irritants trapped in your nose, viruses, dust, bacteria, and germs too. Winter might feel like it drags on forever, but Navage works quickly, helping you breathe more clearly in just 30 seconds. No decongestants required. Navage is a drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Get Navage today and make winter a little more bearable. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on.
The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day.
The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Thursday, February 29th, 2024. Lots to get to today, from a shocking moment caught on video to a teacher describes being attacked by a student, and the Trump hacker deadline is approaching. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Good day to you.
Hello, C-Lane.
How we doing?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show at YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And how's everybody doing on a Leap Day?
Hey, I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, C-Lane, what happened? I could see you beautifully right before the show started.
Yeah, now, and I'm just everything. How did I do this better from my couch?
I don't know.
In the real.
There we go. We found him out there in the digital world.
You know, this wouldn't have happened without a Leap Day. It's
I know.
exactly on par.
That's right. If this was March 1st, everything would be working swimmingly right now, but here we are regardless.
You called it this morning on the news. It was like, somebody is a bunch of people whose birthdays it was today.
Oh, really?
Great.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, 25th or something.
Yeah,
Right?
the same thing every time. We're like, it's my 12th birthday. And you're like, shut up, loser. It's not your 12th birthday.
You said that to an 80-year-old woman, John?
No.
48.
That's not how math works.
I'm not here to do math.
No
Okay,
cigar.
I'm on the radio. Thank you.
Leap day has arrived, friends. And if you are somebody who is born on a leap day, please do reach out for us today. And we're just going to roast you clean for like maybe 10 minutes. All right. So this is not where normally I would go, hey, we're going to be nice to you. We're going to welcome you into the fold of the show. No. I'm going to roast you for probably 6 to 8 to 10 minutes, possibly.
Frog.
Maybe longer. Who knows? All right. Let's go to the start of the show. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to a swamp, friends.
Okay.
That's where all the weird stuff happens. And Florida police help deliver a happy ending, they say, to a terrifying situation.
Come again?
That began on Monday of this week when a 5-year-old girl with autism walked away from her home near Tampa. The panic starts to kick in, the sheriff said. And they said the parents realized the girl was not at a neighbor's house where they thought she might be. And the sheriff's department started looking in the wetlands. They started looking for everywhere they can for this 5-year-old. An aviation unit was overhead using a thermal imaging camera to scour the area from above. They had searched thousands of miles by air already when they said, hey, I think we got something. Here we go. From the air and the land, we find this 5-year-old lost in the swamp.
In the woods. Yeah, she might be able to hear your name if you call her for now. She's going to be about 80 feet in front of you.
All right, so they found her first
How
via
the hell
this
did
flight.
she end up there?
I don't know. She ended up out in the woods here.
God.
And she could have been there for a while. These autistic kids know how to survive. They know how to make it happen out there. And she's 5 years old, and she's...
What?
She could have been out there for a while. Autistic kids are survivors, Sabrina. I don't know if you know about this, but...
This is new to me. I didn't realize that they came with, forced survival.
Have you not watched Autistic Survivor?
It goes on forever.
Nobody loses.
Nobody gives up. Autistic Survivor, they have to give them all the $1 million because they're that good at what they're doing. That's what happens here. As a matter of fact, to be real, about half the winners of Survivor have autism, I would suggest, like just by watching the show. And these people who get focused on things like survival are the best. Now, she's 5, all right? So I don't know how good she is at staying alive out there, but she certainly was alive here. And they found her via this overhead shot, this plane, chopper, whatever it is.
I got 2 deputies. Yep, just keep walking that direction.
There they go.
Oh, there she is. Genesis, come here, sweetie.
All right, they're running into her.
Hey!
They're kind of talking to her like she's a little dog.
Well, they probably assume that she's very scared. She's 5 years old.
Stay.
I get that. But why do we do this to kids and animals? We're like, oh, come over here, little boy. You know, oh, don't take that.
Absolutely take that. Without a doubt.
Why
take that.
Why is this not opening faster?
No, keep it down. Shut the
Somebody
systems
on the
down.
stream, send me the clip.
It's a leap day. Shut all the systems down, please. He's too late for the clip. Thank God.
Ooh, you'd think.
But they're like, oh, come here. We're going to save you. There we go. Oh, she's like in the water up to her ankles and above. Oh, look at that.
Let's get you out of the water.
Oh, my God, man.
They grabbed her. She's out of the water now. And they're bringing her back.
Can we talk to the neighbor that was supposed to be looking after her?
Yeah, no idea what happened there necessarily, but she just like dashed off into the swamp, I guess. And they said you could see the officers in this body cam footage that we just watched. I'll put it up on See It Now on the newsjunkie.com. They show the officers go out there, and they started calling for her. I think they might have said Genesis. That might be her name. And they said she only suffered scratches, and she was reunited with her family. Oh, my God, I can't imagine how her family felt Whew, look, you can say everything you want about like, oh, she wasn't super far. She wasn't out there that long. Danielle's got a ping on this. She's lucky an alligator didn't get her. You don't know what you're going to find out there.
Well, alligators don't eat autistic children. That's also a fact.
They just try to avoid it. What you don't know, if you maybe don't live in the state of Florida, maybe you are listening in Rochester or Dallas or elsewhere, you might not know this, but if there's a body of water in Florida, and I'm not really exaggerating that much right now, if there's a body of water in Florida that can hold an alligator, there's a good chance it has an alligator. Like it's not like us Floridians only be, oh, it's an alligator. We see alligators and don't even flinch. No. We're like, there's just another alligator there. We might call our friends if we see a body of water without an alligator, right? We might be like, hey, you see this? Nobody took this one yet.
This is crazy. Y'all, let's put one in there.
It's not out here. Amy Caulfield told us one time about the most populous, in terms of alligators, body of water, and I forgot what it was.
Oh, come on. I'm blanking on the name, but I will never forget the number. It was like 30,000 gators.
Yeah, it was like 30,000 alligators in this area. That's like a restricted, limited area that's not like just a gigantic Lake Okeechobee style thing.
And if you're a gator that's in a lake with 30,000 gators, you go, I don't really like being around all these gators. You go find a smaller lake, and that's why there's probably an alligator in every body of water.
And if those of you in Rochester or even Dallas say, well, how are the gators getting to the other places of water? They just walk.
They walk and they can climb fences.
They're feetsies.
Yeah, they just walk. They can walk to the next body of water. They can walk across a golf course.
Oh, gosh. There's so many stories of gators walking across golf courses that I just stopped printing them. They just don't appear in This Week in Florida anymore.
Right. It's just too much of it.
Oh, another golf course, another gator.
Happen again. So there she goes. Glad that they got her and that she is okay. Great job on the officers involved in her rescue right there, for sure. There you go. Man, I'm glad that audio is lost to just all existence in space.
It's absolutely not.
No, the good version of it is. It's out there now.
You think there's the bad version that I'm going to get?
Yeah, it's not going to be as high quality. The audio is when I'm calling a little kid over.
Challenge accepted.
And I'm not saying it again for sure. All right, let's get over to this quick mention
come here. We're going to save you.
Jesus Christ.
Happy Leap Day to me.
I was right there.
One more time,
How did you do
please?
it? The computer was shut down for Leap Day. How did you get back to it?
Come here. We're going to save you. Because you did it again.
I only did it once.
No, you did it again. After mocking me for not getting there in time, you did it again.
Damn it, I'm my own worst enemy.
Yeah.
I truly am. I've got to work on myself and make myself better. I've been trying to do it, but I'm not thinking about the obvious things. All right, we'll get to that. Shortly after the show yesterday, we learned that, unfortunately, Richard Lewis, stand-up comedian and actor from Curb Your Enthusiasm, among many other things, had passed away, died at 76 years old. And he was one of these guys, like he was such a perfect fit for Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like he's like that guy who's very much like Larry David and neurotic and like a comedian's comedian, right? Like I think if you asked a lot of comedians who their favorite stand-up was, for many of them of a certain age, it would be Richard Lewis. If you're younger, you may not know him, but he's a guy who's been around for a very, very long time. And he said that he dealt with substance abuse forever and a day. And eventually, he said he was shocked into sobriety. And he learned he had Parkinson's disease about a quarter through last year, and said he was retiring from stand-up. He said otherwise he was doing okay. And now we learn, unfortunately, that he has passed away at 76 years old.
So he was in, I believe, the last season of Curb that's wrapping up right now, correct?
Oh, really? I don't know.
I think I saw some chat on Facebook where it's like, yeah, he looked a little rough, but, you know, he made it. At least he got in there, and a lot of people were bummed out by learning of Richard Lewis.
I got to tell you, for all we've talked about AI and people being able to replace voices and interactions with the dead, it must be specifically odd and awkward to deal with having somebody who you love who dies, but then they stay around forever in the form of the things they created, like TV shows. And so let's say you were his wife or, you know, kid or whatever. I don't know if he had any children, but you like 10 years, 20 years down the road, you could just flip on the TV. I'm not going to see my parents who passed away, about that long ago, 10 years ago for, I think, my mom now. I'm not going to see my parents on television. I'm not going to accidentally bump into a TV show with them. But you could if you were in that situation. And that seems very strange. It seems like it would be a different way to do things. Maybe beautiful in one way, though,
Yeah, I think I think it'd be nice. It'd be like a nice thing to have where you could just go, if you miss somebody, you can go back to their old funny shows and remember them that way. I think that as time moves on, everybody's just going to have like a treasure trove of digital memories.
Sure.
You know, like you said yesterday, and I thought it was stupid that the.
When you said it, I was just dumbfounded.
I wasn't insulting you.
Did you hear what the dummy said?
Listen,
again?
I wasn't insulting you. Sabrina just kind of paused me at a very opportune time.
You paused yourself.
No, hold on. And I thought it was stupid that the guy at the wedding was wearing the Vision Pro thing because he wanted to get that, I want to capture the spatial memory and be first and, be able to just walk around in my first dance. There are really expensive cameras you can rent to do that, bud. You don't to where you can still have your first dance and not look like an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would be able to do this, I guess, that wouldn't without the technology maybe now. I don't know. It's a very weird way to look at things, but maybe beautiful in some ways. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we got a space genius joining us. We need this. We need some help. We didn't know yesterday who sent the thing to space to land on the moon.
Come over here, little boy.
I'm calling the space guy out of the swamp, all right? We're gonna call him out of the swamp. I don't know if he's autistic, but we'll find out, and we'll learn what's happening on the moon and in space. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Someday, Alexa will know everything. Alexa, how do I get rid of a deadbeat roommate?
Try poisoning them.
But until then, tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. It does seem that there are some delays reported, including some due to incidents, like the intersection of Hiawassee Road southbound at Old Winter Garden Road. Also, an incident has a right lane blocked. Kirkman Road northbound at the intersection of Conroy. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 east and westbound approaching State Road 535, but the Turnpike and Greenway are clear. If you see any issues, call our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number, 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
I'm Chris Riccobono, founder of Untuck It. When I started the brand, I wanted to make the perfect fitting untucked shirt. And over the years, we changed the way guys think about how they dress. The secret was our obsession over fabric quality, listening to what our customers wanted and making everything fit perfectly. Our fit team has mastered pants, polos, sports coats, and more, so we've got you covered from head to toe. Try what millions of guys already know and love. Shop today at untuckit.com or our 80-plus stores worldwide.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Orlando's top-rated comedy club and restaurant, formerly the Improv, is now the Funny Bone. All the same great talent and awesome live comedy experience with a new name at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Chris Porter March 1st and 2nd.
Now stupid people think that because they watch the news for 6 hours every day, that now they're super smart.
Followed by Guy Torrey March 8th and 9th. Come get funny at the Funny Bone. Orlando.funnybone.com.
I'm Chris Walls, and I'm a truck driver from Missouri. For 13 hours a night, I sit in my truck and I drive. Out of boredom, I'll stop and eat. If I'm not doing fast food, I guarantee there's a bag of chips open on my dashboard. Along with that, I'm good for about 4 liters of soda a night. That was all until Andro 400. I started out 4 months ago weighing 341 pounds, and since taking Andro 400, I have dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's no cravings. My knee pain went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away, and I can only contribute that to Andro 400. One thing that Andro 400 said on the radio ad says it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. I've lost 6 inches. This product really does work.
So guys, if you'd like to experience similar results, then get Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
Yo, it's Angel from the Monsters. You want a big green egg? For the lowest prices anywhere, you got to go to my friends, Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up your big green egg so that you are cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like The Vinyl Experience. Music legends experienced through the authentic sound of vinyl. The Rolling Stones, Tom Petty, Pink Floyd, The Police, and so many more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Vinyl Experience, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
New South Window Solutions. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had.
And if you want to learn more about the show, go to thenewsjunkie.com, and there you can get the podcast if you miss anything today, and I don't expect that you will. Sabrina and C-Lane, be on your best behavior here. Try not to make us look dumb.
Why? Okay, we never do that. How about you not make us look dumb? I'm going to do the same.
I didn't say I wasn't going to do the same thing. I already am prepared for this. I've taken my smart pills. I'm ready to go. I don't want to make us look like a fool. We're getting somebody with a brain on the show for once here.
You got it. No problem.
All right? Okay? So,
aye.
And like when in doubt, when in doubt, just kind of like nod and go along because the guy knows what he's talking about. Check this out in front of me, Sealand. His name is Jonathan McDowell, and he is an astronomer.
Oh my gosh, he's got a Wikipedia page?
I know, man.
Lucky.
He's the real deal. He's an astronomer and astrophysicist at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, which is the best place to do it.
Has really cool hair.
He does. He's a staff member at the Chandra X-ray Observatory. McDowell is the author and editor of Jonathan's Space Report, very influential in the industry, an email-distributed newsletter documenting satellite launches, and he joins us right now on the show. Hey.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, Jonathan, how are things going in your world today?
Well, pretty well. Yeah, we're it's actually a sunny day for once here in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, you are a guy who knows all the things that we could possibly ask about space. And I noticed on the show, even the other day, we flubbed some things when it comes to this latest moon landing. And let's start there. All right. Now, who put this thing on the moon? I know it landed all topsy-turvy, but who put this thing on the moon? Was it NASA? Was it SpaceX? Now I'm hearing about this Intuitive Machines company. Like,
right.
Where did all this come from?
So it came from a NASA program to make private industry able to send spaceships to the moon.
Okay.
And so this company called Intuitive Machines, it's a startup in Houston, good space city, and they built this lander, and then they paid SpaceX to put it on a rocket and boost it toward the moon.
Okay.
So SpaceX shoved the Odysseus lander on the way to the moon, and then Intuitive Machines took over and used the rocket engines on the lander to course correct and aim and get into lunar orbit, and finally, by the skin of its teeth, land on the surface of the moon and send some data back.
Okay, we have to get into what the word success means in just a little bit, because that can actually be a deeper conversation than one might think. But what's a ride into space like that cost for Intuitive Machines, you think?
I try and avoid the money end because I suck at that, but it's something in the $100 million range.
Okay, all right. So there's a lot
all I know is it's out of my pocket money, right? It's not. I can't cover it.
It was kind of stunning how so much has happened in the world of space exploration. And now when I said, we have to talk about what the word success means here, I saw a lot of people trying to dunk on Intuitive Machines, and they go, oh, congrats, you landed on the moon, but, you got no signal, but your rover is tipped over like a turtle on its shell. And you and some other people, I think, said, hey, depends on what we consider a success. They landed the damn thing on the moon, right? They got to the moon. Did it go perfectly? No. So are we in an area of success here for this newer moon landing or not?
Yeah, I really think we are. And I think the people who are criticizing it, call me when you've landed something on the moon, okay? It actually got more successful as time went on, in the sense that, they had a lot of communications problems early on. They managed to resolve some of those, and they managed to get data back from pretty much all of the science experiments that they had on board. Maybe not quite as much data as they would have liked, but overall, I think it was a stunning success. And they learned a lot. From NASA's point of view, right, NASA gave them a bunch of money to go, okay, go build a moon lander. We're not going to tell you how to do it. Just give us the data, the science data we want from the moon. And what they're expecting a lot of these early attempts to fail.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is giving industry the practice and the experience so that down the road, NASA won't have to do the trucking part of getting to the moon. They can just contract that out to the trucking companies, of which Intuitive Machines is going to be one. And I think they did, for a first try, it's darn impressive. They put something in orbit around the moon. They landed it, even, bit embarrassing that they forgot to flip the safety switch that turns the lasers on. but they managed to dig themselves out of that self-dug hole and get it on the surface.
Jonathan, hold on. Tell me there wasn't an actual switch that somebody forgot to flip and that screwed this thing over.
I hate to tell you, there was an actual switch.
Does that person get fired or just
this switch before launch?
Slap on the wrist? Are they never going to do that
this
again?
This is a classic problem in Spaceship, which is the test equipment that they were testing on didn't have this switch, because this switch was like, okay, you're not allowed to have a laser on a thing on the rocket without a safety switch on it. And on the test equipment on the ground, they didn't bother putting that in. And so they didn't remember to flip this switch. And I think there's a long-standing rule in space, test as you fly, right? It means, have your test equipment be exactly the same as the equipment you're actually going to fly. And this is a classic example of why you need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you've already illuminated one thing for me here. And we're talking to Jonathan McDowell, who's an astronomer and astrophysicist. He knows his stuff here. And you've highlighted something for me already, which is that NASA's willing to fund stuff like this because we've got some private industry that's able to launch rockets. We got private industry now with SpaceX and others that are able to get to the International Space Station. But further to the moon and beyond, we haven't really had a lot of private interests that have done that. And funding these companies like we're seeing here with Intuitive Machines, like you said, they did get to the moon. They got in orbit. They landed on the moon. They made a mistake. They'll learn from that mistake. But NASA's trying to edge these folks into going a bit further, it seems. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly right. And just to make a point, this lander landed at a higher latitude on the moon than any lander previously. They got closer to the South Pole than has ever been done before. And when you get to the near South Pole, right, that's it's very rocky terrain, very mountainous. It's actually quite challenging to do, both from a landing point of view, from an orbit point of view. So this wasn't just, let's pick the easiest moon landing you can do and make the newbies do it.
Why wouldn't you pick the easiest moon landing part?
Well, one of the things we want to do, right, is there's a lot of scientific interest in the South Pole and a lot of interest in it from the point of view of future lunar settlements, because we think there might be ice embedded in the rocks at the South Pole that we could use. And so this is sort of the challenge that all the different space agencies are trying to do, is to eventually do a South Pole moon landing. And so, the Russians and the Japanese and so on are all the Chinese are all trying to get closer and closer to the pole. And this is the closest that's been done. But yeah, I might have started them off on an easier one, to be honest.
Right. All right. So I want to ask you a question. You mentioned Russia there, and we got maybe like some kind of renewed space race going on here. What was with this insane moment we had a week or so ago when a lot of people in government started panicking, and there were talks of Russia may be launching some sort of satellite, and the satellite's going to be able to attack other satellites. And now we're talking about space wars, like actual space wars. Were you following this? Where did you land on what's happening?
I mean, we've been talking about space wars for a long time, actually, and fortunately, we've kind of avoided them so far. The first attempts to blow up other people's satellites, well, they've only ever done it actually with your own target satellite, because that would start a war if you didn't. But they go back to the early 60s. And so it's not new in that sense. What's new about this is it's been a while since people talked about actually using nukes to do it. So the rumor is that Russia has a system that they're designing, maybe building, maybe just talking about in order to scare the Americans, to launch a missile with a nuke on it and blow it up in orbit to take out a whole bunch of satellites. And this is a stupid thing to do.
It's frightening, the prospect of it, but obviously that would escalate things drastically. Now, I have what seems like a simple question to ask you, but I just truly do not know the answer to it. Does Space Force actually do anything?
Oh, absolutely. So the thing to understand about Space Force is not only does it do a lot of things, but it's doing a lot of things that the same people have been doing for a long time when they were called the space bit of the Air Force.
Oh, gotcha.
And so they just rebranded, right?
All right.
And so they run. Have you ever used GPS to get home?
Yeah.
That's the Space Force.
Nice.
Providing that for you. And so they run satellites for the military. They don't do the spy satellites. That's a different agency called the National Reconnaissance Office. But they do the GPS satellites. They do the military communications satellites. And they do sort of some of the missile warning satellites and so on. And so basically they sit in various drone operator room kind of things in mission controls in California and Colorado and command all the satellites. And they're also the folks who are doing the military part of running the rocket ranges at Cape Canaveral and at Vandenberg. So there's a lot of stuff that the Space Force do that isn't, it isn't like space fighter pilots, space Marines going and attacking people and stuff like that. It's just the regular military space operations that we've had since the 60s.
That's refreshing to hear, because last we heard they were just playing a lot of Call of Duty and sitting around. Yeah.
They did
I'm sure they do that too, yeah.
Guys, we should take this.
There's a whole documentary on it, right? Didn't you see the Netflix thing with
with Steve Carell?
Basically 100% accurate.
Based on a true story, for sure.
All right, so guys, we should take this opportunity now that we have Jonathan McDowell here. He's the guy who knows space, all right? And as if we were around a campfire and we were all, maybe we got a little stoned or something. We have to ask the questions to the big brain guy that we wouldn't be able to otherwise because we have him now. Jonathan, in your brain, I mean, you're a guy, there's many folders behind you. It looks like I don't know what's going on in the room that you're in, but you do big brain stuff. Do you have anything that's happening that you're looking at in the world of space and space exploration that is like blowing your mind? Like the thing that people are working on next beyond this attempted moon landing, the thing that you see happening, you're like, ooh, this is exciting.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm an astronomer by trade, and of course, we've got a number of really exciting astronomical observatories that are coming down the line. The Roman Space Observatory is going up in a couple of years. That's going to map millions and millions of galaxies for us. So that'll get some really great data. We've got. I think when I think about what's happening in space right now, there's a couple of things that I want people to understand. One is the incredible speed of industrialization of Earth orbit. That 10 years ago, it was like, well, space was sort of NASA and the Russian government, and mostly governments and some commercial. And now it's mostly commercial. It's startups. It's big companies like SpaceX, but smaller companies like Intuitive Machines. But also in China, finally, China has liberalized its space economy, and instead of it all being Chinese government, there's every Chinese aerospace engineer is making their own space startup and wants to be the next, the Chinese Elon, right?
Yeah.
And so incredible amount of commercial activity. Also, the frontier is moving outwards. It used to be that Earth orbit was sort of the frontier and only big, superpowers operated there. And that kind of changed. And now it's just, basically any company can do part of its business in Earth orbit. And the frontier moved out to the moon and Mars.
Right.
But now, we've got a United Arab Emirates Mars orbiter. We've got a South Korean lunar orbiter. We've got commercial companies going to the moon. The frontier is moving out again to the asteroid belt and beyond. And that's, where you still need to be a superpower to operate. So I think that's a kind of change in the tide of space activities that people aren't aware enough about.
Now, considering your knowledge of space and all things space, would you ever go if given the opportunity?
Yeah, I'm getting a bit old now. Health isn't what it used to be. I applied to be an astronaut back in the day, but
something I will never say in my lifetime.
Have a realistic chance.
Bro, if they won't let him be an astronaut, we are done for.
Oh, we could. We have to, start
no.
training
It's
now.
like, you're probably, because you need. It's not enough, to have the academic degrees, right? You got to actually be practical, and I'm a total klutz. So
same. But I'm not an astronomer or astrophysicist, so I've got like those two dings against me right now.
Do you take issue when people refer to passengers on like a space tourism trip, you know, like the William Shatners, the people who have gone on into almost space. When people on the news and people in the media refer to them as astronauts, do you kind of take issue with that?
No, I absolutely agree with it. I'm happy to use the word astronaut to mean
we hate
someone who's traveled in space, and it's just, you know, it's the words evolve. Words have multiple senses, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can use astronaut in several different senses. You can use it in the sense of, you know, someone who's like professional space pilot, or you can use it in just the more general sense of someone who's been to space. And I'm perfectly comfortable with that.
Jonathan, last question for you before we let you get back to it. I have a thing that's a pet peeve of mine that I yell about from time to time. Tell me if this is
it's more than one, so he's going to have to be more specific.
they don't even know what I'm getting at.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I love
I've got plenty of pet peeves myself, believe me. Yeah.
One thing that I look at, for so long growing up as a kid, you would see these photographs of like galaxies and all these different things that would be released by NASA. And then at one point I learned, and I may be wrong here, so correct me if I am, but a lot of that is just interpretations of what those photos should look like, what the galaxy should look like, what these planets should look like, and they color them and they add all kinds of things. So it's not maybe an exact representation, like a photograph, like many people think, out of a telescope of what space looks like. Do you think that's a dishonest version of things, or do you?
No, I don't. And let me get we don't add things like randomly, right? We do adjust. We do have to color it in sometimes with for very good reasons. And you know, I think you maybe don't quite understand what an ordinary photograph is, right? It's not it's not as direct a representation of reality as you might imagine, because the sensors in your phone camera aren't the same as a human eye,
right?
And so what it sees isn't quite what you see, and so that gets colored in a way that sort of you might consider somewhat artificial.
So interesting.
We're back to
and when I take a photograph with the Hubble telescope, for example, usually those are represented in real colors as good as we can get them, right? The same way that your phone represents a photograph, as good as we can get them. But when I take a photograph with my Chandra X-ray Observatory spacecraft that I'm part of the team on, you know, we get a photograph that is in X-ray colors. And if we gave you that as you know, if we painted the image in X-ray colors, your eye wouldn't be able to see anything, and it'd give you cancer. And so what we do instead is we paint them in ordinary colors, but we do it in a way that we shift. So X-ray colors are basically just a very high-pitched form of light, right? And if you think of imagine someone had composed a symphony in a key that's too high for the human ear to hear.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And then someone else played that same symphony, shifting every note down a certain number of octaves until you could hear it, and then played that. That would be a fair representation that human ears could hear of something that was intrinsically, unhearable.
I've never had something explained better to me.
That was well done. What do you like to do for fun when you're not, all up in the space stuff?
Wow. Well, I like exploring cities around the world. I like I read a lot. I read a lot of history, and I mean, it's very good. I like writing computer programs too.
Yeah, you a pot smoker?
Science fiction.
Yes, I think the answer is
what about the weed though? You smoke weed?
No, sorry. I'm don't even drink.
Look at this guy.
I have a substance abuse issue with chocolate, but that's about it.
Hey, there you go. Well,
Jonathan,
I thought he was about to tell us that he had a regular ass substance abuse issue, and then we would feel bad about asking him.
I apologize.
All right, Jonathan McDowell, thank you so much. We really appreciate the time, man.
Pleasure.
All right, there he goes. This is a guy who knows about this stuff and just illuminated it quite decently for all of us here to take in. An astronomer, an astrophysicist at Harvard Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics. Very, very interesting guy. Check him out on Twitter. Look for Jonathan McDowell. Jonathan, thank you, man.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
There he goes. All right. Very nice of him to join us. We're back in just a moment. We have to get to a bunch of things, including...
We're talking about what your favorite hot dog is.
something very far away from this intellectual level of the spectrum, and to something that went wrong last night. What was it? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is The Jim Colbert Show.
All week on The Jim Colbert Show, you can win tickets to see Tom Segura on March 14th at the Kia Center. Plus, your calls, texts, and talkbacks later today.
The Jim Colbert Show. Today at 3 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Here is your midday weather update. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And today featuring lots of clouds around, occasional sprinkles, a little bit of mist, about a 20% chance for rain, and temperatures running about 10 degrees cooler than yesterday. Highs close to 75 degrees. Tonight down to 58, tomorrow up to about 80. So we're going to warm things back up as we head into the weekend. Rain chances ramping up. During the afternoon of both Saturday and Sunday, there's about a 40 to 50% chance for downpour. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Folks, when it comes to needing help with your house, with your home, you need to be able to trust people. You need to be able to trust people to be honest with you and to fix things right the first time. And that's what Mills Air is going to do for you. Mills Air has been in business since 1992. That is over 32 years. And they've been helping people just like you out ever since. They're a Carrier factory authorized dealer. And they can also get you access to really big rebates, like up to $1,275 if you're going to get a brand new Carrier unit. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to Mills Air. Preventative maintenance is available that can save you money and detect an upcoming breakdown. No better time than now to set up your preventative maintenance plan. Just dial this number, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
In this week's Marketers Report, we learn about the value of local influencers in uncertain times. From Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
The economy is tough for everyone, and taking a step back and understanding the pain that your customers are currently going through because of a tough environment is really important. We have 19,000 agents across the country, and they understand what's going on in those very unique communities. iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, connected, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
This sun season, Banana Boat is giving you a new way to spray. Introducing new Banana Boat 360 coverage. Better control for better coverage with a reusable sprayer and refill. From sport formula to kids SPF 50+. Shop Banana Boat 360 coverage at Walgreens.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This
Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record yours now. C-Lane's right. I thought Spaceman, who we just talked to, I thought he was going to be like, actually, I had a substance abuse problem and I was addicted
And then I
to
felt
morphine.
really weird about asking him if he does weed. So
He was an interesting guy. I'll toss that up in the
could you
interview
imagine
section.
smoking weed with him, though?
Oh, it'd blow
It'd be
your
too
mind.
much. It'd be too much. I'm like, can we just play video games, man? Like, you're blowing my mind, dude.
Yeah. God. All right.
Oh,
Interesting.
he mentioned
dude.
Steve Carell, too. I meant to ask him about that episode of The Office he was in where he played sexy Ben Franklin.
He did look like Ben Franklin. Okay, if you missed it, it'll be up in the interview section of the website, thenewsjunkie.com, sometime after the show today. It happened again, friends. And this is a strange thing. I got to wonder if there are some of these folks trying to get to this outcome, if they're getting clever with their veins, and if they're able to try to halt their own executions. Are there some kind of websites available where you can learn about this? I don't know. But CNN says officials in Idaho Wednesday halted the execution of a death row inmate and serial killer Thomas Creech after they were unable to set an intravenous line to carry out a lethal injection, according to the Department of Correction. The aborted execution, which was to be the state's first in 12 years, according to the nonprofit Death Penalty Information Center, is the latest example of a state struggling to carry out a lethal injection because of this issue. So they tried over and over and over again, and it was supposed to start about an hour later. They said, we can't do this. We can't establish an IV line. We can't kill the dude, essentially. He's unkillable until he's
Why do
not.
they not have a plan B for stuff
Well, they
like
do.
that?
They do. The plan is the plan B is
pistol, just in a glass box that says "break for emergencies."
Just enough is enough. I'm done with this. For God's sake. No, actually, what happens now, I think, is what happened to that other guy who they tried to execute, and they couldn't get his veins. Very much the same way. He's moving his veins around like a ninja, and they couldn't get him, and they had to kill that guy via a brand new execution method. That's what's happening. They attempted 8 times. They used multiple limbs and appendages to get an IV consistent with their policy. They said
executing Neo.
Yeah, basically, his veins are like
nice,
wavy inflatable arm guys, and they could not get anything with this established enough so that they could push through with the death penalty. And they said throughout the process, Creech, that's the killer guy, would look at the witnesses invited on his behalf. Sometimes he waved his fingers or mouthed towards them, but he is still alive, had that last meal, gave that last statement, but still here on planet Earth with the rest of us. So should he go with my very out there, outrageous, and edgy take that if you survive the lethal injection, that you should be put just on, life in prison from there? Or do we gas this guy like they did with the last guy? They're like, all right, we got other ways to do this.
What do they do, nitrogen gas?
That's what they've been
but
doing.
not
That's
the
the
fun
new one.
kind, right?
And they've been trying to reinstate the firing squad and all sorts of other various mechanisms.
There are a couple states where you could still go firing squad. They still have that as an option.
I'm guessing he was on death row for murdering somebody, right?
Yes,
Why don't
apparently
you
yes.
Kill him the way he murdered that person.
Well, a lot of people would be behind that for sure because he's a serial killer. See if Thomas Creech has a wiki. He must, right? Space guy had a wiki.
We don't even have a wiki.
Thomas Creech is the guy's name, and it says he's a serial killer. And it says he has been convicted of an additional 4 murders on top of the one that he's serving for. He was established to have killed an additional 6 victims, and admitted to killing upwards of 40 people, according to him.
As of 2024, longest-serving death row inmate in the state.
Damn. Does he have a nickname or anything? Because there was an Iceman guy who said he killed like 40 people. 40 people's a lot, for God's sake, man.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any nickname for him.
Okay.
But
right.
yeah, 5 convicted as far as his victims go, and then they say they suspect between 11 and 43.
That is wild, man. And it's when you hear stuff like that, it's much harder to go, ooh, I feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for him because the baseline, he's a horrendous human being, one of the worst to have existed. But should we get more efficient on the whole death penalty thing? Maybe so. Can they do the shooting thing? Can they do death by firing squad in Alabama? Is that a thing in Alabama? It seems like an Alabama thing.
Let's see. Where is
Unless it's an embryo.
Squad?
Yeah, because it would be kind of hilarious if IVF is off the books in Alabama, but you could do death by firing squad.
No. As of 2024, Idaho, Mississippi, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Utah used the firing squad for the death penalty. In 2024, Tennessee were debating about using it, but no. That's it.
If they had it up for vote, would you guys say yeah or no? Like if they said we're doing it right now,
I don't know.
Would you be if you're
Let's get
voting?
the job done.
You wouldn't vote on it? You would skip the vote?
I would vote.
If it's on the ballot,
I vote yes.
Whether or not you can vape indoors and how to kill somebody on death row.
Yeah, there's all kinds of weird stuff that they put together. It happens all the time. Now, we wouldn't want them lumped together in the same vote. We would want those things separated.
They'll do it.
Yeah, but what did they lump together with vaping?
It was
something not related.
So
Was it
oil?
Yeah, but oil is in my mind too, like an oil industry thing. And where you go, we want you to vote yes or no, everybody. When you go to the polls, vote yes or no, whether you like vaping. Should vaping be illegal? And should we be able to take oil and cover seals in it? Could we those things
absolutely
together?
right. October 22nd, 2018.
Point, Sean.
Florida Amendment 9 would have banned offshore oil drilling and vaping at work in the same amendment.
That's so dumb.
That should not be legal.
No, those things are so disparate. They're just not connected in any way at all, for God's sake.
Yeah, if it, I don't really have like a hard yes or no on the death penalty. So if they went to a vote and they're going to use it, I really don't care how they use it. I don't care how they kill somebody.
Yeah, there's an idea that we're going to find something that's completely devoid of being cruel and unusual, but just dying is cruel and unusual if you think about it through the right lens, at least. And I don't find myself falling victim to any emotions on behalf of these people most times who are on death row, but I stand by my moral implications and my moral leanings, where I say even one person dying at the state's hands, it's important that it's at the state's hands, who is innocent is wrong, like just unjust, and wrong in a very, 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 very big way. So I stand there. All right, let's hear from you. Let's see what you got going on. You're joining us with your dispatches, and we got West Palm Wally talking about the News Junkie and Richard Lewis.
Afternoon, junkies. Hey, Sean, you and C-Lane, man, you guys got more in common with Richard Lewis than you may actually realize.
Substance abuse problems?
356 secret shows and counting.
Yeah.
Pure radio gold. It's going to stand the test of time for many generations, my man. So congrats on that. Cheers.
Frankincense, radio frankincense. We create those kind of elements around here. Those
They
kind of things.
still have frankincense? Is that still something you could pick up somewhere?
I got a guy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Frankincense guy?
Yeah. Let me know if you need one.
What about
I'll
myrrh?
hook you up with that. My myrrh guy's gone. I'm sorry. Yeah. You used to have the phone number of Myrrh from Impractical Jokers, but I don't know if that's still good anymore. I have to check out my Skype on that one. Okay, quick break. We'll be back with more of your dispatches. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. And when we return, a 30-year-old woman has a big question for everybody. C-Lane might be good at answering this question these days. Maybe the rest of us are. I don't know, but she wants an answer. And it's an interesting question. Plus, it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
All the cool kids are doing it, and you want to be like the cool kids, don't you? Well, don't you? The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. It does seem that there are some delays reported, including some due to incidents, like the intersection of Hiawassee Road southbound at Old Winter Garden Road. Also, an incident has a right lane blocked. Kirkman Road northbound at the intersection of Conroy. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 east and westbound approaching State Road 535, but the Turnpike and Greenway are clear. If you see any issues, call our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number, 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Whenever you need us, just reach out and we'll be there with more locations, more experts, and more resources to deliver the healthcare you need to comfort you and make you feel your best. Find a care site near you at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever, but don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, Wednesday, March 13th, from noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, and connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida. Some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Join us at the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair on Wednesday, March 13th, from noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, 777 East Princeton Street, Orlando, Florida, 32803. That's from noon to 4 p.m. More information at fljobsnow.com.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Paid for by government.com. Here's your chance to get 5 iconic United States silver dollars spanning the last 150 years in one amazing set. Experts agree this is a must-have for silver coin buyers. That's right, all 5 silver dollars are legal tender official United States mint coins. If you call 1-800-386-7194 right now, we'll send you this ultimate 5-piece American silver dollar set with each silver coin in extremely fine or brilliant uncirculated condition. Guaranteed. This set includes every type of U.S. silver dollars in American history, issued from 1878 to 2024. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 150 years of U.S. silver dollars 5-piece set. Plus, receive a bonus display case, an information booklet, and free shipping. Don't miss your chance. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 5-piece set of iconic U.S. silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-386-7194.
McDonald's McCafe iced coffee wakes you up like the perfect song. The 100% Arabica beans get your head nodding. Yeah, then the cream drops like a smooth bass line. Add some ice to chill it down, and some French vanilla flavor. There you go. Or change it up and go with caramel. Either way, it's a stone cold classic. Start your day with a $1.49 McCafe iced coffee, available during breakfast hours only. Music to my ears. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. My day just flows better when I make my first stop McDonald's. I can choose 2 faves and save big when I bundle a savory sausage McMuffin or flaky sausage biscuit with crispy hash browns for breakfast for $2.79. Or I can make Mickey D's my last stop. Lunch, dinner, a late night snack perhaps, when I bundle a crispy McChicken or juicy McDouble with delicious small fries for only $3.69. Now my day is made the tastiest way when I bundle and save at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid with product served.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, post-nasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Daytona Bike Week is back March 1st through the 10th, and there's no better place to celebrate than at the iconic Daytona International Speedway. Home to the area's largest motorcycle marketplace with top manufacturer displays, top-of-the-line gear, custom bikes, and more. Plus free test rides on progressive Demo Road and all the excitement of Harley-Davidson Thunder Alley. It all culminates Saturday, March 9th with America's most historic motorcycle race, the Daytona 200. Don't miss out. Daytona International Speedway is the place to celebrate Bike Week.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. At New South Window, we bring the factory to you. Our windows and doors are made with quality in mind, and your products and installation are backed by our lifetime warranty. That's because New South Window knows the importance of single source accountability. We believe in removing the middleman so you get more for your money. This is real factory direct. One company, one call, guaranteed for life. Get New South proud.
For a limited time only, when you buy more, you can save more. Visit newsouthwindow.com to learn more.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. When good things go bad, bad things make headlines. This is the...
Find out with the folks who have already sent dispatches from the newsjunkie.com, but maybe yours is next, huh? So go over there and on your phone or your laptop, send us a message. Just say hello, introduce yourself over at the newsjunkie.com. Big shock here. I know this is going to knock your socks off to learn this, but not everything is fair and square out there in the land of politics and work.
What?
I know. I understand this is going to blow some of your minds, but there's a little bit of corruption here and there, and I'll give you an example.
What do you mean?
It's a perhaps example here. All right, now here's what's happening. Gavin Newsom in California, the governor of the state, has pushed for a new minimum wage, which is, it just goes up and up and up and up and up until we hit utopia. We'll hit a perfect number at some point. But right now, it's like $16 to $20 an hour in California starting this April. It's already resulted in a lot of people who are going to be losing their jobs because they'll eliminate positions, they'll eliminate entry-level jobs. Makes it even harder for Gen Z and Gen Alpha to get starter jobs out there in the economy, to build up a resume, because some of these business models don't include enough room for $16 to $20 an hour for somebody to do repetitive simpleton work, right? That's just a fact of economies and markets. You don't have to be Milton Friedman to understand this. You just have to have a functioning brain. So when you look at this, it should be fair, right? If anybody has to pay their employees at least $16 an hour, well, everybody should have to pay their employees at least $16 to $20 an hour starting this April in California. But I'm going to tell you something that shows you how gross and vile and unfair and just absolutely repulsive the world of politics is. Now, one of the big supporters of the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, and even his push to try to be president at some point, because Gavin wants to be president at some point, is a guy who just so happens to own a little tiny company called Panera Bread. All right?
Oh, I'm familiar.
That's
the
right.
crazy lemonade.
Greg Flynn is his name, and not only does his lemonade kill people from time to time, but they serve up some terrible sandwiches at Panera Bread.
Whoa.
And
okay. That's your personal opinion.
It is my personal opinion, but my personal opinion is right on this one.
What sandwich did you have? Who hurt you? Because I've had some great sandwiches there. I got to tell you, though, it's that damn bread bowl, broccoli cheddar all day.
Let me tell you something. First of all, I have much experience at the world of Panera. For quite some time, when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, I thought that the bread bowl was healthy. All right? I thought it's
what part? The bread?
I said, bread is not bad for you, right? And I said, soup seems like not so bad, all right? I'm not getting like some cheesy bacon-y thing. I'm just getting a cheesy bacon-y soup in a gigantic bread bowl, and I eat the whole thing.
Exactly.
I gained like 20 pounds.
Sure.
You know, just like put it on. This diet plan of Panera Bread Bowls doesn't work. I'll tell you, I'll get ahead of that. It does not work. So tried that out, failed miserably, okay? But then afterwards, I would go time to time back to Panera. And although Courtney and I, we line up on almost all things, we have a lot in common. We have nothing in common in the Panera front. She likes Panera, and all the time I'll be like, do you want to order something? Because if we're going to order something, I try to order from a place that's not like fast foody. Panera's like a little less fast foody, but still everything was made in a bag. And we just totally disagree. She's like, oh, I like Panera. And I'm like, Panera sucks.
They still have the Sierra turkey. I liked that.
No, I don't
that was
know.
a good sandwich.
I think they're all bad. Like every other place is better.
Oh,
and
man.
if we're scaring away the Panera money, give me that Firehouse money. Give me that Jersey Mike's money.
You can give
that.
me all the Panera money. Even pay me in bread bowls. That's all that matters.
If you had to pick a place to get a sandwich right now, would Panera be on the top 3 of that list to get delivered to you?
I wouldn't say for the sandwiches, but I do end up getting the sandwich every once in a while because it would be insane for me to order Uber Eats and just get a soup. So I'm like, here is lunch for the next day, and I have no problem with it, Sean.
Yeah.
But the go-to sandwich
it's
would not be that. No,
it's bad.
Yeah, you need to try. There's that great steak one that's there
I
now.
tried that one, I think. I've tried like almost everything.
And tomato mozzarella sandwich they just came out with.
I don't know if I've tried the new ones, but I've tried so many items on the menu, and they all suck to me.
I still have Frantega chicken. I remember that one. That was good.
Bad.
All right, so you are in the minority here, but go ahead.
Mr. Johnson on YouTube is definitely not with me. He says he's literally at Panera right now as he's watching the show.
Put it on speakerphone. Let them know how Sean feels.
Bootsy's saying it's so overpriced. For me, it is overpriced, but so is Chick-fil-A when you get it delivered on one of the apps. It just makes me fume to order Chick-fil-A, which we'll do once every couple of months, I think. And you see that for 2 people to get 2 sandwiches and like a drink and fries, it's $40, $42. That's outrageous. That's insane. It's robbery. Panera's biggest problem isn't that it's just expensive or like too costly. It's that when they send you your food, it sucks. Just not that good.
I do take issue with this thing on Panera's menu. It's a grilled cheese sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Just bread and cheese.
All right, how much is that sucker?
$8.39.
It's a little pricey for some cheese and some bread.
And I'm not even getting it delivered.
Yeah, that's to go pick it up. Get out of here. Even I could make that. Anyhow, Panera has managed to make themselves exempt on behalf of Panera because the Greg Flynn guy, this fast food restaurateur, really likes Gavin Newsom. And Gavin Newsom says, okay, fine. So everybody has to pay their employees this very righteous minimum wage that's going to fix all our problems, and it's going to be utopian. It's going to be perfect. It's going to fix everything. $16 to $20 an hour for this new minimum wage, unless your business serves bread. They literally put a carve-out in the law for businesses that serve bread.
And now
they don't
everyone
have
has
to pay.
bread. That's exciting.
Doesn't this sound a little bit like during the pandemic where you could deliver alcohol or do X, Y, or Z if you had some food that you were selling?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everybody was selling Uncrustables or pizza or whatever they could easily make at their establishment. They've got a carve-out for anybody who sells bread. You don't have to pay if you sell bread. You don't have to pay your employees $16 to $20 an hour. It's fine.
Be hilarious.
It's okay.
It'd be hilarious to have a. I don't think you could do this because you'd have to. I think it'd be way too much for the license for this workaround. But
Yeah.
if you were like a Radio Shack, rest in peace, but you still had like a just a rack of white bread. Just to get around it. Like you could buy your transistors and some batteries and a loaf of white bread.
I like 3 RCA cables and also a couple slices of that white bread you got right there.
Count me in, man.
Greg Flynn owns 24 Panera Bread locations in California. Flynn and Newsom attended the same high school where they overlapped for 1 year. Flynn has also donated at least $164,000 to Gavin Newsom's political campaigns. But this, my friend, is all a big coincidence. It's not a payoff. It's a coincidence, okay? Shut this down. Industry experts say Panera Bread will probably still have to increase some wages maybe to compete with the other changes. Not because they have to, but because they have to compete to get those jobs. But they have a carve-out on account of the bread and all. Okay, we're going to go to you with your dispatches in just a moment. But there's a 30-year-old who has a question for all of us. What say we listen to her? All right, let's see what she has to say. And let's try to answer this. C-Lane, you might have some good insight on this. Maybe you do, Sabrina. Maybe I do. And maybe everybody who's hanging out with us does. Let's listen to the question first. Here she goes.
I really need someone to tell me if having kids is worth it. I'm 30 years old. I've been married for 6 years. I think my partner would be an amazing dad.
All right, so she said, I really need somebody to tell me if having kids is worth it. All right? And she goes into saying, I've been in a relationship for quite some time. And here she goes.
Is this worth it? I'm 30 years old. I've been married for 6 years. I think my partner would be an amazing dad. And I've been waiting for this moment of clarity to hit me for the last 4 years, and it's just not happening. When I think of myself with a kid today, I'm terrified. But when I think of myself in 20 years, I see myself with a family. How am I supposed to bridge those two people? So please, is the loss of sleep, is the loss of identity, giving up your body,
Giving up your body? She said, is it all worth it? Is it all worth it? Couple of things come to mind
So
here.
let's go to the internet for it instead of talking to the guy I've been married to for 6 years.
I'm sure they've had some discussion, but he's a loser. And she doesn't like his answers, I guess. He's a great partner. He would be a great dad. What she's saying, though, she's like, right now, when I think about having a kid in my life, it's it's not good. It's not a good reaction that her body gives her. But when she pictures herself inside her mind of minds, she sees herself with a family, with little kids and stuff. Kids that are growing up, and she's 20 years down the road. She sees herself with some kids, right? So she's like, how do I bridge the gap between those two people in my mind?
With your
The
genitals.
fact that now I don't want one, but in 20 years, I want to be the person that has one.
Oh, freeze your embryos. Don't move to Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Have
Watch
a baby
out there.
later on.
Well, she still probably doesn't want to be too old and have a young little tyke running around if she doesn't do it for the next 20 years.
There's nothing wrong with being a little older and then having the kid. That means you got to live your
Do it
life.
all the time.
Hold
What's her
on.
face?
No,
Jennifer
no.
Gardner just had kids.
Wait, what are we saying is older? Because I'm saying
You're
in
the one.
20 years. If she waits 20 years from the 30 she's at right now, she's going to be 50.
That's fine.
And being 58 and running after an 8-year-old ain't the easiest thing to do
You
for
could also
anybody.
be 30 running after an 8-year-old or not running at all. There's a lot of younger, quote unquote, parents that aren't doing any sort of running.
Yeah, that doesn't solve our problem here at all. Her problem is specific to her. I would answer her this way.
Get a hoverboard.
All right. I would say, number one, if you in your current moment don't see yourself being interested in having a kid in the immediate sense, then don't do it. Don't do it until you are locked in with future you. Don't do it because you don't want to have a kid and then go, damn, this blows. You want to have a kid and be excited. C-Lane has a kid. He seems to be relatively excited about Jackson.
So excited.
Sometimes. What would you give? You're the new dad. What is your advice to this 30-year-old woman?
I don't know. Figure out your S.
Get it together.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get it together, C-Lane says. What do you guys think? Let us know and give your advice for her. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Any advice from you, Sabrina, as you see it, or are you in line with C-Lane?
not even get your ass together. Just, do what you want to do. There's no pressure. I mean, there is. Are you kidding me? I take back that statement. There is a lot of pressure for kids at a certain time. If not, I can't imagine the amount of people that come up to her in her personal life.
Yeah.
Know that she's been married for 6 years.
When's that baby coming along?
And ask about that. So
yeah.
And when you're ready, you're ready. Some people are not ready and still have children.
Some people are not ready and have 20 children. There's a lot of those people that I see.
TLC.
This lady in particular doesn't seem ready to me, if I'm honest with you. But her excuses of, is the damage it's going to do to my life. Well, if you have a selfish view of your life moving forward, and by selfish, I mean that you don't want to be hampered by having kids who are dependent on you, young kids that rely on you moving forward, probably shouldn't have kids. If that's the way you're viewing the world, you probably shouldn't have kids.
Then you think about it, too, it's also like you have to take into consideration generations ago, they were at 18, they're adults, they'll be out of here. Now you're looking at kids who end up being 30 and still living with you.
If you're lucky. If you're lucky. Jackson's going to be at home till he's 35 years old. Why would he leave? He's going to be thrilled to stay there. He's going to be excited.
No offense, love my parents. Would rather live in a van than move back with them.
Samesies.
I
don't have the opportunity.
They would think the same.
Yeah. I think it's important to get out there and be your own person and struggle a little bit and fight through that, and all those things are good. But back to her. The other thing she uses is to do that to your body. Well, I'm no woman. I don't have a vagina, which to me is the requirement, but that's neither here nor there. I know, not being a woman with a vagina or a uterus or any of the things it would take to have a baby, I can see that there are plenty of women who can have a child or more than one child and still be in incredible shape. And it's not like some wrecking ball that destroys the female form and you no longer can feel like you're a sexy human being afterward. That's ridiculous. That's a silly way to look at this. I don't think that's a helpful thing. It's about you. Do you want to have a kid? Does it excite you to have a child moving forward? A little you.
You got someone who has your back for that entire process.
You're going to need that. Yes. Yeah. Because doing that kind of stuff alone is a nightmare.
It does. Yes. And shout out to everyone who finds themselves in that situation. I don't know how you do it, but bless your soul.
I don't know.
Single moms. Yeah.
I don't know how you do the huge, the litter of kids.
What do you mean?
How many are we talking?
Ashley was looking at stuff the other day. She's like, she goes, I wish we had plans for Easter so that I could get us these matching outfits. And I go, and she shows me the matching outfits. And I go, I'm pretty sure that I saw something like that on the Facebook of a guy I knew in elementary school. Him and his wife and his 6 children. And I was like, you're like, oh my gosh.
It's a little army. Yeah, that's too much for me. I mean, some people will be fine with it. Some people, that's their dream, is to have a big giant family. I don't get that. But this is a unique and personal experience. And everything should default to you centering the frame around, in your life, what do you want to do? You only get one shot at it. Even cats only get one, despite what you may have heard. You get one shot at your life, and you need to make decisions that you think are going to be the best for you, not just now, moving forward, and everything else in between. And if a kid's part of that, kick ass. If a kid's not, don't do it. Don't just do it for there are people who will have kids for all sorts of ulterior motives, like, our relationship's not doing well. It's time to have a kid. And it's like, no.
It just feels better without the condom.
No. Don't do this. Man, kids get left behind.
I mean, if you can't see yourself having a child right now, but you can't see yourself not having a child in 20 years, why don't we wait another 5? And then reevaluate the situation.
A lot could change in 5 years. But if you ever find yourself in a situation where you don't want your little kid anymore, then we have a solution here on the News Junkie.
Come over here, little boy. It's not that. I'm not touching these kids.
Smoke weed.
Wait, you're just jumping right into your segment now?
Yep.
Is that what we're doing?
The comment section on World Star is quite...
What are they saying to this young lady?
By
the way, just for the record, She's not alone. Amanda on YouTube says, I'm in the same boat as her, except I'm 6 years ahead, still on the fence, LOL. What am I supposed to call her? This broad? This babe? This young lady? She's a young lady, right?
Actually, this guy called her a dumb broad.
Okay.
Dumb broad doesn't realize the only reason women exist is to bear children.
Oh, that's great.
I don't even know this woman, and I'm annoyed by her.
I love it.
Stupid effing B.
I can tell already that this is a guy with a harem of women, right? Just the most beautiful.
Oh, and daughters, too, for sure.
His name, I don't know if I could say his name.
Go do it.
Neil Riga is the guy that says calling people dumb broads.
All right. Well, here we are. Congratulations to all of those of you who have made the right decision when it comes to this. And even C-Line, who I think has made the right decision. We could see yesterday during the show.
Yeah.
You actually like this kid of yours.
I do.
And,
he's so cute.
Most times.
Oh, yeah. He was. And Courtney was like, man, he was really surprisingly able to do the show and have a baby at the same time. And I said, I don't know that it's done a lot, but but he pulled it off. Yeah,
I missed about the same amount of show that I missed the day before when I locked myself in the lobby. So we're good.
True. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we got the next episode on the way. I saw something last night. I saw a movie last night that we've got to dive into a little bit here. And I want to see if there's anybody who's actually a fan of this type of thing. We'll get into that. We'll hear from you and a whole lot more coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
I need you to edit that video and edit my belly out.
So here's the thing with TikTok. Once it's up, it's up.
Yeah, that's not how it works in real life.
Editing.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. It does seem that there are some delays reported, including some due to incidents, like the intersection of Hiawassee Road southbound at Old Winter Garden Road. Also, an incident has a right lane blocked Kirkman Road northbound at the intersection of Conroy. Of course, your usual delay at I-4 east and westbound approaching State Road 535, but the Turnpike and Greenway are clear. If you see any issues, call our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number, 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
Don't miss the boat, my friends. Compare your quote today with That Mortgage Guy Don. That Mortgage Guy Don, president of Happy Home Mortgage Brokerage, host of the Home Loans Radio Show, and your best friend when it comes to refinancing or buying your first dream home. He has over 250 five-star Google reviews, 1,100 reviews at experience.com, so it's very safe to say that Don knows what he's doing. And I can say with full confidence that he's looking out for you. So get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Do you need your contractor's license? In 4 short weekends with Camtech School of Construction, you'll be able to ace the state exam. Get legal, get licensed, get Camtech. Join us for a free info seminar tonight at 7 p.m. at the Orlando Wyndham Garden. CamtechSchool.com.
Daytona Bike Week is back March 1st through the 10th, and there's no better place to celebrate than at the iconic Daytona International Speedway. Home to the area's largest motorcycle marketplace with top manufacturer displays, top-of-the-line gear, custom bikes, and more. Plus free test rides on progressive Demo Road and all the excitement of Harley-Davidson Thunder Alley. It all culminates Saturday, March 9th with America's most historic motorcycle race, the Daytona 200. Don't miss out. Daytona International Speedway is the place to celebrate Bike Week.
The PGA Tour's best will make their return to the Players' Championship March 12th through 17th at TPC Sawgrass. Secure your spot to see defending champion Scottie Scheffler and other top players battle to etch their name in history. Tickets are on sale now at theplayers.com.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, tells us about the advantages the speed of audio production affords their growing tech company.
At Moderna, we have a mindset saying that we pivot fearlessly.
And I think with audio, you can pivot fearlessly. You can go where the news is and bringing in content that perhaps you didn't have a few weeks earlier. It's less 6 months in advance or 3 months in advance when you do a TVC. You're able to create really nimble content, which I think in this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
I'm Chris Riccobono, founder of Untuck It. When I started the brand, I wanted to make the perfect fitting untucked shirt. And over the years, we changed the way guys think about how they dress. The secret was our obsession over fabric quality, listening to what our customers wanted and making everything fit perfectly. Our fit team has mastered pants, polos, sports coats, and more. So we've got you covered from head to toe. Try what millions of guys already know and love. Shop today at untuckit.com or our 80-plus stores worldwide.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time.
Thank you for sending those. Much appreciated. And I promise we'll be playing them before you know it. But real quick, went out last night and went to see a movie. We went to go check on a movie that Courtney's been looking at for a while. And I said, all right, it looks okay. It looks kind of interesting. Let's see what this is all about. It's a movie called Stop Motion. I don't know if either of you have heard about this at all or seen trailers or anything, Sabrina and C-Lane.
I have not.
No, 2 no's. I don't think it's a very big movie. I don't think it has like a big budget. I don't even know.
Stop motion type of filming, I imagine?
Yes and no. It's about a woman who loves making stop motion movies, and she like works with this older lady who's like a big figure in the stop motion movie world, and then the woman starts to kind of lose her mind, right?
Which one?
The younger one, who's sort of like the up-and-comer in the stop-motion movie world. And we watched this movie, and the whole time I was like, oh, I hate movies like this. Have you ever watched a movie where it's a one-trick pony, where the whole thing is they want to make you cringe and look away from the screen? Like,
I have to.
You hear about them every, was it Cannes Film Festival, where it's like, this movie made everyone vomit and leave.
Yeah.
Wait till it's in theaters near you.
Yeah, like there'll be a scene where somebody has a cut on their thigh, like they did in this movie, and then they just start like putting their hands in there, and then they start like prying it apart and like reaching into their leg and grabbing out like leg meat, and you're like, what are you doing? Props for making something look kind of cool visually, but have you created something great, or have you just created something that makes people look away from the screen? The opposite of your job as a movie maker. I don't like movies like this. I looked over and I saw Courtney making some horrific faces. She was like just repulsed at what was happening on the screen. And all of it is done in such a masturbatory way where you go, this is our artsy movie. And this woman, is she on drugs, or is she in the spirals of depression, or is she in mental health crises after mental health crises? And like, what's going on? And it's like, at the base of it, what have you done? Your movie didn't go anywhere. You didn't create anything. You didn't do anything new. This is one of those movies for me, if you haven't seen it. And the thing that they did I wish we could talk again to that Foley lady. You want to talk about interviews? By the way, the Spaceman interview that we did today, which was fun, you should check that out at thenewsjunkie.com. But we interviewed a Foley artist one time who makes all the sounds that they attach to movies and TV shows, mostly movies.
I thought she was doing a lot of. I thought she did a lot of reality television.
Yeah, they added to that too, which I didn't even know before we talked to her. Like that Foley fake audio for reality television was as big as it is. But in this case, all of the audio that they added was like, you know, like just this gross ass audio that was so unbelievably like overwhelming to hear. The whole thing is, and this is why I haven't seen, and you guys tell me if I'm steering in the wrong direction here. This is why I don't watch the ones where the guy tortures people, the Saw movies.
Oh, I love the Saw movies.
Is it redeeming in any way, or is it simply just to make you go, ah? Like, I don't want to just be forced to look away from the screen because you're showing me something gross. That I don't like about a movie.
See, I don't know. There's nostalgia attached to Saw, so I don't think I'll give a unbiased answer to that. There are some movies, though, that I'm like, I'm not seeing any sort of redeeming quality to this, despite, because I get gore, it happens.
Yeah.
And there was like, what was it, Green Inferno, I believe, where it was just like, and the whole thing after researching, I was like, this is supposed to be a tribute to the original film, but it's like, this is so disgusting, and you're staying so long in this one close-up shot of eating somebody that I'm like,
yeah,
no, thank you. And then what was it?
And it's like they're sitting back going, yes, watch the film. And you're like, that's gross.
It was like Raw, or maybe it was Nymphomaniac, one of those, where the main girl did something with number 3 that I thought I could never, ever unsee it. And I did not understand the point of it. But, if you sat in a panel with the people who created and wrote it, they're like, it really goes back to her childhood, and it's rooted in all of the blah, blah, blah from the 1900s. But no, it was disgusting. And
they'll give you the pseudoscience is what they'll give you. And why do they really do it? Like, let's take Saltburn. All right? Saltburn is a newer version
liked
of this.
that one.
But why did they do the scene in Saltburn where it's all...
I still have not seen Saltburn.
Because everybody who's seen it remembers that scene. That's why they do it. But
you realize why he did that, right?
No, it actually is deeper in Saltburn than the movie that I watched with Courtney, the stop motion movie. It's deeper in Saltburn because it's more to the character of the person. But when it's a movie that I can predict from A to Z, I know exactly what's going to happen, and you just did a bunch of gross things, and I'm like, a couple of people walked out. There was a bunch of people who were just like, nah, not going to do this. This is not for me.
Can you tell when somebody's walking out versus just going to the bathroom? Like, it was like both of them at the same time?
Yeah, the way the guy went down the steps, it's like, oh, boom, boom, boom. There was some anger that he had paid money for the tickets, and then he never came back because it was like a quarter of the way through the movie. He decided, nope, not for me. Not going to do that one. We need to talk about a lot of different things, but before we get to your dispatches and talk about the things on your mind, there is something that we should open up here as far as a can of worms, and that is President Biden. Is he okay? Yeah, that's the question a lot of people ask.
What's wrong with a little ice cream? Come on.
How's he doing? Man, Biden likes him some ice cream, doesn't he? This guy eats ice cream all the time.
Can we separate talking about, I don't know, wars going on, genocide,
and ice cream?
While eating ice cream?
Well, I would think that you wouldn't weigh in on world affairs whilst mowing down on your vanilla ice cream cone.
Almost deep-throating it.
What do you think about Palestine? He's like, here's what's going to happen. And they released a new report from Biden's doctor and his annual physical. And let me see if I can bring this up here. So would you peruse it? I know there's a lot of people who are concerned about this, and that's very, very logical for you to be concerned. But they released this. They give you like a PDF that talks about the president's fitness. The White House would have you believe, like, hey,
why do they release this about the president? Are they trying to prove something?
That's a good question. I don't think they have to. Like, I don't know that they have to do that.
I think you don't have to do it. That seems like something that's protected.
Mm-hmm. Right, well, I think that in this case, when you have a recent poll that says 67% of voters think Biden's too old to serve another 4 years.
True. So that's what I'm saying. Like in this case, to release, but they've done this with other presidents. They would do it with Barack Obama, I think. But for Biden, it's like, no, they're trying to prove that he's good to go.
Right. Yeah. They're trying to say nothing to worry about here. Everything is just fine.
Answer that age-old question.
Is he okay? Right. Okay. I've got the health summary for the president here. All right. It says physician to the president of the White House, and it says, as requested by the patient, the following is a summary of the current health status of President Joseph R. Biden. The president feels well, and this year's physical identified.
Quick, what's the R stand for?
Ridiculous.
Joseph Ridiculous Biden. I forgot. Oh, Rasputin. Robinette. God, that's a rare one right there. He continues to be fit, they say, according to his doctor, for duty and fully executes all of his responsibilities without any exemptions or accommodations. And let's see what they say here. Oh, they say, see that in this report in front of me here, the most notable interval history for this past year was the incorporation of positive airway pressure into the president's sleeping routine. That's a CPAP machine, isn't it?
Correct.
That's what it sounds like that is, because he had obstructive sleep apnea in the past. Now, you're a little ways into this whole CPAP thing. What's your verdict on this so far?
I'm about 3 weeks, and I'm still kind of getting used to it. Like, it's still...
Do you wake up like, bam?
No.
Hello, world.
No, I don't wake up like I'm energized just yet. Well, mine's still like leaking. I'm still trying to find the right mask and stuff, and I'm like, oh, it says I'm not supposed to be leaking, but there's literal holes in it. So I don't know what the problem is.
It says obstructive sleep apnea affects over 30 million Americans. It is readily treated with positive airway pressure. That's the first line of therapy. Here we go. Current health. President Biden is an active 81-year-old white male who is currently being treated for the following: his obstructive sleep apnea, new and stable. And they said he's done all the stuff for that. Non-valvular atrial fibrillation, or AFib. So that's like in your heart stuff.
But he's asymptomatic.
Yeah, he's asymptomatic, it says. But electrocardiogram confirms this rhythm with a rate of 77 on no controlling agents. And I know exactly what that means. I'm not going to tell you, but I know exactly what that means. They said...
Oh, look at his triglycerides. Sean, who has better triglycerides, you or President Joseph Robinette Biden?
You know what I was going to do? I was going to do a video, is the president more healthy than me? And go through like...
And he
punch
realized
by punch.
Immediately
No, my brain's way healthier than his. His brain's a potato at this point. But his triglycerides seem to be way lower than mine. It's like 90 milligrams per DL. But I don't know yet. I'm going back to the doctor in like a week. So when I go back there, I'll learn more and see if maybe I've improved. He's got seasonal allergies, they say. He's got a stiffened gait.
He's got a little GERD. He's got a little GERD action.
Got that GERD. He's getting his GERD on. His gait remains stiff, but has not worsened since last year, the actual study says. A combination of significant spinal arthritis, post-fracture foot arthritis, and a sensory peripheral neuropathy of the feet are the explanation for his gait changes. He's on physical therapy, they say, and he does not have diabetes. His skin cancer is under control. And his dental consultation is all good. He just had a root canal not that long ago, which sucks. He's 72 inches tall, so that's 6 feet on the button, I think, right? Yeah, 5 feet is 6 is 72. His weight is 178 pounds. His BMI is 240 or 24.1. His blood pressure is 132/78. Shouts out to old man Biden on that, man. 132/78, not bad. I got to compare myself to this guy. I got to do like an overview. Am I in better shape than old man Biden, or is he going to win this battle? That's the true showdown here. I think he thinks he's going to win.
Come on, man.
We'll see. Okay, let's go to a couple of dispatches real quick and see how you're doing out there. Here goes nothing. Here's JCC talking about Biden's fitness.
Sean, why don't you challenge President Biden to a push-up contest?
I can beat him.
Whoop your ass.
No, he wouldn't. No shot. Zero shot. His old ass would be able to beat me in a push-up contest.
I think he could, for sure.
No way. Even if I could just do 5, there's no way President Biden could do 5 push-ups. You can look
I'm
at that
pretty sure
old
he is.
skeleton. You think so?
Yeah.
No way. Celine, you think Biden can rock 5 push-ups?
I don't. Probably not. I don't know.
Not a shot. No chance can Biden do 5 push-ups. No shot. Let me know if
Man,
you think you can.
If this came down to it, like if we were able to contact the powers that be, and we're like,
Yeah.
Sean
We
Watson.
finally get an interview opportunity, and it's just to do a push-up contest.
Fine. More interesting than what other people ask him. Let's see the showdown. Let's go here. No way can Biden, who's like wobbling all over the place.
I don't need to show you push-ups, you pony soldier.
Yeah.
His wife is leading him around by the collar. He can't do
You sound a
5
little threatened,
push-ups.
Sean.
By the way, I'm not saying that Trump could do 5 push-ups. I don't think Trump is in the shape to do 5 push-ups. I think 5 perfect push-ups, and that's what I mean when I say this. I'm implying that they're good, like military-level push-ups, is harder to do than a lot of people might imagine. What do you think? Can Biden rock out 5 push-ups? Is he in better shape than me? I don't know if I want to know the answer, but I'm opening that Pandora's box. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Oh, my God, we are way behind.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
Double time.
We hit it, girl. All right. And, my computer just stopped. Bam, bam, bam. What's coming up on the next episode? The real-life owner of the Saltburn Mansion would like everyone to stop asking to use his bathroom. Liz Hurley strips off for a steamy girl-on-girl love scene that's directed by her son. Plus, just when we all want to crawl inside our sad holes and stay, AMC gifts us more Nicole Kidman. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
In your midday weather update for Central Florida, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner, and we'll have a lot of clouds around today. Some mist and drizzle can't be ruled out from time to time, and high temperatures will reach about 75 degrees. That's 10 degrees cooler than yesterday. Tonight down to 60, tomorrow back toward the 80s. Once again, low 80s will be on tap for the rest of the weekend, although there will be a couple of showers around, just a 20% chance for tomorrow, then a 40% chance for this weekend. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. Are allergies holding you back? Take control with Aspire Allergy and Sinus, your one-stop solution for a breath of fresh air. Our expert team offers comprehensive allergy testing and cutting-edge treatments so you can enjoy life without the hassles of sneezing and sniffles. Say goodbye to allergy and sinus struggles and hello to a healthier, happier you. Go to AspireAllergy.com today to ditch those temporary fixes and schedule your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
My mom is my hero. Growing up, she worked 3 jobs just to save our house.
Those were really hard times, Tommy.
And in 2010, when A1 was struggling, she and my stepdad Bill left their hometown to join me at A1. From day one, all we ever did was take care of customers and treat them like family.
Your mom really taught you how to treat people right.
Call A1 for all your garage door needs, and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Silk's delicious plant-based beverages help bring a daily dose of goodness to help you feel plenty good. They are rich in calcium and a good source of vitamins A and D to support the health of you and your family. Shop wherever you find groceries.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like The Vinyl Experience. Just search Vinyl Experience and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
No, I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
I'll tell you, if you miss any of the show, you can always get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. Grab that and subscribe now, and let's jump into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Come over here, little boy.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguyDon.com, and of course the Home Loans Radio Show, refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation. Work with an expert and a friend by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Hey, nailed it. It was 52 years ago, 1972, one of, this guy right here.
He's dead. Guy who got killed.
John Lennon is right. In 1972, 52 years ago.
You sounded like you were doing my Aussie noise.
I was trying to come up with the guy's name. I was like, well, how has C-Lane not gotten this 7 times already?
John Lennon's U.S. immigration visa expired. Thus began the ex-Beatles' 3.5-year fight to remain in the United States of America. Lennon's problem supposedly stemmed from his 68 conviction for possession of, wait for it, marijuana.
Are you saying John Lennon was an illegal immigrant? Is that what was happening?
He just fought for it for a couple of years. And then, I don't know, do they make you a U.S. citizen if you get murdered here?
I don't think so, but who knows?
Put that on the Mo list for sure. Also, speaking of, I believe across the pond, this gal's dad,
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is right. And now Taylor Swift's dad, Scott Swift, Swifty, Mr. Swift, is being accused of assaulting a photographer in Australia.
Oh, boy.
Have you heard about this? There's a whole back and forth now.
Yeah, didn't he shove somebody or something? They probably had it coming.
TMZ has some video, but police have been told that the 71-year-old man allegedly assaulted the 51-year-old man at Neutral Bay Wharf around 2:30 a.m., leaving the location. The younger man reported the incident, and inquiries, questions are now being asked. Now, it has also been updated by TMZ that two individuals aggressively pushing each other. Basically, two old dudes shoving each other, and one of them was a photog. But a crazy little tie-in was that this photog has had a restraining order against him by, of all people, Nicole Kidman.
Ooh.
She previously granted a restraining order against the same paparazzo who accused Taylor Swift's dad of assault. According to Page Six, the Big Little Lies star won a court battle against freelance photographer Ben McDonald, EIEIO, and his pal Jamie Fawcett in January of 2005. So it turns out he may be a douchebag. But with that, we have some great news, and it's still on the Nicole Kidman train. Choo-choo. AMC is coming out with not one, not two, but 3 more new Nicole Kidman ads in theater this
I didn't realize
March.
these were so like well known and
they're so
famous.
popular because they're ridiculous.
We come to this place.
Yes, we do.
For magic.
Magic.
We come to
Magic.
AMC theaters to laugh, to cry, to care.
Make out a
because
little bit?
we need that.
Yes, we do.
Maybe.
So, yeah, they surprised us. This became very popular during the pandemic because it was the opening of movie theaters all over again. I mean, it's from what
Did
I
you guys have
understand-
something comparative like that? Like for me, the comparable, I guess I should say, thing was at Regal before every movie, they had like this thing where it pretended to be on a roller coaster.
Oh, that was fun too. Like
And,
through
like-
the popcorn.
Yeah,
that was great.
And it like went through the rules too. Like you get up to the top and it's like silence all your cell phones.
And you put your hands up. And,
Mine would be you wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't murder a person. So don't steal this movie. And someone would film that too, and that's why we get to see it on YouTube.
It's weird that they put that at the movie theater. It's like they're preaching to the choir because they're showing the you wouldn't steal a movie to the people who paid to go to the movies.
Exactly. So they have 3 different 30-second commercials that were produced and will replace the old one, which they should never replace. But she does say, heartbreak feels good in a place like this, doesn't it? Also, fun little fact to wrap up this week in Nicole Kidman. They actually had an auction for the AMC suit that she wore in that very first AMC commercial.
Really?
And it sold for, actually, give it a guess. Why don't you?
Oh, it can't be that much. I'm going to say.
It was a pinstripe jumpsuit. It was Michael Kors 40th anniversary fall-winter 2021 collection. Very popular AMC commercial.
At risk of going too low, I'm going to say $5,000.
That is a good guess. All right.
$6,000.
$9,525.
Ooh, man.
Boom. Got him. Elizabeth Hurley, you know her. I know her the most from Austin Powers, the very first one.
Yep. Yeah.
And she is starring in a new sexy ad, everybody.
Okay.
And by ad, I mean a whole movie. She's going to be stripping it off, sex scene style.
Nice.
With another lady.
All right.
And all this directed by her own son. Ooh.
No.
58-year-old model seen romping with actress Pear Chirvara. Pear is an interesting name. You have your baby, and you look at it, and it's like, should we go with apple? Nope. We're going to go with pear.
I'm looking at a pear right
When's the
here.
last time you ate a pear? How about that?
I'm not actually looking at a pear, ceiling. No.
Okay. No, like pear, like the fruit. Spelled like the fruit.
I don't know that I've ever heard anybody in the world with this name, right? That's got to be pretty unique.
Doesn't
I think.
the guy from Coldplay have a kid named Pear or Apple?
No, it's
Apple. She just said, yeah.
Okay.
Well, they have a sizzling scene together in a new raunchy spine chiller called Strictly Confidential. She plays a character named Lily in the movie, getting physical with her co-star in intimate scenes. And for some reason, that was filmed and directed by her 21-year-old son, Damien, model and budding filmmaker. Talk about Nepo all day.
Yeah, but
I don't know. Could you? Sex scenes I've only seen. Like I found like this filmmaker's IG account where they kind of have like the behind the scenes stuff, and there was one particular one that it was like the point of view of the cameraman for a sex scene, like, and it's basically like this guy on top of the cameraman pretending to go to town on a lady.
This is her son Damien's directorial debut, and that's what he.
I could see it in your screen. It looks like you're looking at porn right now.
Maybe I am.
But when it comes to sex scenes, like they have several angles, they have takes, and that's your son calling cut or, "Hey, Mom, could you actually just fondle her breast a little bit?"
Could you do that
in a different way?
No.
Not in a million years.
But he's been doing this for a while. Like this
He's 21. What has he been doing for a while?
He's been taking.
He hasn't even been having actual sex for a little while.
Exactly.
He has been taking like scantily clad pictures of his mom. All the pictures on her Instagram of her in bikinis and stuff, that trying to look hot. He has been taking those since he was like 16.
That's
what?
Weird.
Yeah,
that's been a thing for a long time.
All right. Well, to each their own. On the boob tube, we've got. Let me just get back to that sexy music.
Calculate.
We've got the series premiere of Elspeth on CBS.
Yeah.
A spinoff from The Good Wife and The Good Fight. So why didn't they name it A Good Something? I don't know. Watch it on CBS. We have Halo on Paramount Plus, the second season premiere of The Tourist on Netflix. Kids Are Growing Up, a story about a kid named Larari on Amazon.
Love them.
Law and Order and Law and Order Organized Crime. SVU will all be tonight as well. Eugene Levy on Kimmel and You. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Get your tickets now for Just Okay 8, March 16th at the Plaza. Want to see you there, Daddy and Mommy. Stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, we've got so much to get to on a lovely leap day here, including we'll tell you what's going on as we get ready and get closer to Just Okay 8, the event just on the horizon, basically, at this point.
Over here, little...
I hate that. Somebody's going to animate that with like a little character, you know, like at the edge of the murky forest, and there's a little kid in there, and
you get a ring notification like there's cops at the door.
It all seems bad for me, but okay, quick break. When we come back, we'll get down to something happening with a judge and Trump. Plus, there are hackers who have a countdown going for Trump, and it's about to hit 0. What happens when it hits 0? That's what you're going to find out next. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Do you do words good? Prove it. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. It does seem that there are some delays reported, including some due to incidents like the intersection of Hiawassee Road southbound at Old Winter Garden Road. Also, an incident has a right lane blocked Kirkman Road northbound at the intersection of Conroy. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 east and westbound approaching State Road 535, but the Turnpike and Greenway are clear. If you see any issues, call our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number, 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by the new Banana Boat 360 coverage. This sun season, Banana Boat is giving you a new way to spray. Introducing new Banana Boat 360 coverage. Better control for better coverage with a reusable sprayer and refill. From sport formula to kids SPF 50+. Shop Banana Boat 360 coverage at Walgreens.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Elevate the look of your home, all while saving money on your utility bills with new windows from Renewal by Andersen. All their windows are custom made. So let's say you want some chic black frames on your windows. but they're not HOA approved. That's not a problem with Renewal by Andersen, because every single window is custom built. So that means the outside of your home can be HOA approved and inside can be approved by you, meeting your decor and design needs for your home. And if you have an historic home, Renewal by Andersen can accommodate you too and are able to match your color and style. Nothing is off the shelf because, again, every single window is custom built. Renewal by Andersen has a great offer to help you get started. Now through the month of February, buy 4 windows and or patio doors and get the 5th free. free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go to RBAFLA.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. Save 40% on the Sleep Number Special Edition smart bed and Sunday. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
WJRR presents the Brightside Music Festival April 27th, taking over the Central Florida Fairgrounds for the highly anticipated return of Sublime featuring Jacob Knoll, along with Eric Wilson and Bud Goff. Plus special guest 311 along with Goldfinger and plenty more to be announced. Get tickets at brightsidefest.com. That's brightsidefest.com.
Enjoying the news junkie? You've probably heard a ton of injury attorney commercials, but if you are injured and need a lawyer, who's the right lawyer for you? That's why we offer our 30-day risk-free trial. If you are not 100% satisfied with the way we treat you and your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. Go to JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
McDonald's McCafe iced coffee wakes you up like the perfect song. The 100% Arabica beans get your head nodding. Yeah, then the cream drops like a smooth bass line. Add some ice to chill it down, and some French vanilla flavor. There you go. Or change it up and go with caramel. Either way, it's a stone cold classic. Start your day with a $1.49 McCafe iced coffee, available during breakfast hours only. Music to my ears. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. My day just flows better when I make my first stop McDonald's. I can choose 2 faves and save big with a bundle of savory sausage McMuffin or flaky sausage biscuit with crispy hash browns for breakfast for $2.79. Or I can make Mickey D's my last stop. Lunch, dinner, a late night snack perhaps, when I bundle a crispy McChicken or juicy McDouble with delicious small fries for only $3.69. Now my day is made the tastiest way when I bundle and save at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid with product served.
Winter, with its cold, dry air causing that not-so-nice winter nose feeling. Thankfully, you don't have to wait for warmer weather to clear sinus congestion and send winter nose packing. All you need is Navage Nasal Care. Navage helps soothe the inflamed nasal passages that are often part of colds and infections. It flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your sinuses to give you the soothing moisture you need. Navage also sucks out the other irritants trapped in your nose, viruses, dust, bacteria, and germs too. Winter might feel like it drags on forever, but Navage works quickly, helping you breathe more clearly in just 30 seconds. No decongestants required. Navage is a drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Get Navage today and make winter a little more bearable. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
New South Window Solutions. Made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
You're listening to the News Junkie. Proceed towards your undoing.
Some deadline that is ticking away. What happens when this deadline hits zero? We'll get into that, plus your dispatches, which is how you join us on the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record yours right now. C-Lane and I were talking during the break about this story. What state was that out of?
It was in Texas.
In Texas, yeah. And there was a story out of Texas where the family is blaming their local government, I guess the state government, and everybody else for the murder of this young girl that they had. And I'll give you an example.
Audrey Cunningham is her name, Audrii.
Yeah, I'm seeing this now. Let me bring up one of the later articles here. It says Texas girl's family blames her murder on loophole in the sex offender system. And you see, she's just a little kid, man. She's young. She's 11 years old, this young girl. And the family of 11-year-old Audrey Cunningham is addressing criticism they've faced for allowing her suspected killer, a convicted sex offender and friend of her father, to live on their property prior to her death. In a statement to local Texas
I didn't know he
outlets.
was a friend of her father. I thought,
that's what this says.
I made it, it sounded before like he was like some kind of stranger, but, you know.
That makes it even more weird to me. That makes what the parents are saying even more bizarre. And we'll get to that here in a moment. In a statement to local Texas outlets, Audrey's father and grandmother, Tabitha Munch, attributed the tragic oversight to a failure by, quote-unquote, the system. The family's like, this 11-year-old died because of this system, but did she really? Don Stephen McDougal, 42, was charged with capital murder last week after Audrey's body was found in the Trinity River near
Tied
Livingston,
to a rock,
about 75 miles northeast of Houston. Audrey, whose death was ruled to be the result of homicidal violence, including blunt force trauma to the head, disappeared on her way to school 6 days prior. It was reported that McDougal, who lived on a trailer or in a trailer in the Cunningham's property, would sometimes accompany Audrey to her bus stop as he did that fateful day. And then he lured her under false pretenses, which led to a senseless act of violence occurring and ultimately leading to her death. They said, tragically, Audrey's death occurred at the hands of a monster we thought was a friend only 10 days after Audrey's 11th birthday.
But when they say we thought was a friend,
yeah.
Did you make friends with him before he got out of prison and you let him live in the backyard? Or did the friendship start when you're like, hey, we're going to help you out and, get you turned around, get you started? And because they said that they checked on him and via the loophole, they didn't know that he had anything sex offendery in his past.
They knew that he was just getting out of prison, right?
Yes.
They knew that for sure.
It says McDougal has a lengthy criminal history dating back to 2001, but his 2007 conviction of enticing a child with intent never required him to register as a sex offender. I mean,
how is that not a requirement to register as a sex offender?
But even if that wasn't on there, would your parents have some felon living in a little building in the back of your property?
A white collar crime?
No, not what Celine was talking about. This is like a straight up felon who had been indicted on a charge of attempted indecency with the child when he got into bed with a young girl and attempted to remove her clothes. So he pled down.
He not a registered sex offender?
They said there's a loophole in the system. But I'm going to tell you, even that loophole is not enough. Like, parents, what the hell, man? If you have an 11-year-old daughter at your house, you're like, we're going to take this guy in. We're going to take him in. He'll stay in the shed.
The recent conviction of the mother of the school shooter.
Yeah.
Because of her irresponsibility and all the other things,
According to a jury, yeah. They found that she
this?
sat there.
How are they not being charged? There was a lot of irresponsibility on their part, don't you think?
It's not shockingly different in as much as it's a parent responsible for the safety of other people. And in this case, it would be that they're responsible for the safety of their own child. And they definitely put their child at risk. And they knowingly put their child at risk.
Well,
I'm
okay.
sorry. Like if you're for like rehabilitating criminals or rehabilitating criminals, I'm for that too. But if a felon gets out of prison, as most people who get out of prison are felons, if somebody gets out of prison like that and they have an extended history and you don't know them well enough to know exactly what every single one of those crimes were, even if you do, to put them in the backyard of a house with an 11-year-old is irresponsible. It's
I mean,
parenting.
They made it sound like they only checked the sex offender registry, and they were like, "Well, you're not on it. Here's the keys to the trailer." They didn't think to check what he was in prison for. You know,
the idea that you're looking up the sex offender registry to begin with shows you that there's a problem. Like, if Sealand was going to come stay at my house for a week, I wouldn't have to go, let me see if he's on the sex offender registry. I wouldn't have to go.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I appreciate that.
Is anybody in my house made unsafe by C-Lane's presence? No, of course not. I know C-Lane, and I know that anybody around him would be safe. But if you know that this person, who maybe you were at one point friendly with, has just spent a long time in prison, and there are some crimes, you don't know what all the crimes are necessarily, but you check the sex offender registry. The idea that you're checking it to begin with means you knew there was some inherent risk of having this person live in a shed in your backyard. I would never do that.
Never in a million years.
No, that's bad. It's not that the parents are solely to blame here. Obviously, the person who did this is solely to blame. But for them to go, the state has failed us with this loophole.
They said, Don Stephen McDougal, this is part of the statement from the family, had a history of disrespect for young female children, but it did not show up when we checked the registry before allowing him to stay in an old camper in our backyard while he tried to start a new life. Had we been aware of what we now know, or what we know now, this man would never have set foot on our property, much less been a part of our little girl's life.
Yeah.
How did you not know? How did you not know?
Even if they didn't know that exact charge, they should have known that this person was a problematic human being that shouldn't be around little kids. It doesn't take a genius to realize that. And by the way, Simply Jeremy, you stop asking me to live in a shed in my backyard. It ain't happening. I'm not doing this. I'm not putting anybody at risk, much less
But now
Courtney.
search his name?
Like, it's weird because I don't want to say that, like, you shouldn't employ people who are felons. I absolutely don't agree with that. I think that there are so many people who are felons and have a really hard time struggling to put their life back together and get a job, et cetera, et cetera.
They all seem to be chefs.
Yeah, they do. A lot of them do.
Make great food.
And a lot of them put their lives back together and they do fine and they've served their time and they're good. But if you have somebody with a history, a criminal history showing that they've been arrested multiple times for multiple different things.
Find out what the things are, man.
Yeah. Find out what everything was that this person was arrested for. And don't have anybody that you don't 1 billion% trust around your kids. And it wasn't just, this is an important thing that people are ignoring. It wasn't just that they let him live in the backyard in the shed. They knew he was walking the 11-year-old to the school bus stop every day. That's weird just by itself. What do you think? Were there missed opportunities here to stop this? Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Over to the Trump side of things. A judge is ordering Trump off the Illinois primary ballot. He's put the ruling on hold for right now as it's considered. It's real snip-snap with Trump in these ballots. And they say a Cook County judge ruled the Illinois State Board of Elections must take President Donald Trump's name off the state's March 19th primary ballot. But she placed her order on hold until Friday to allow for an appeal of this. This is all insane that these judges keep doing this. This shows you flat out, like, this isn't even like New York. This isn't even like at the Atlanta area, Fulton County stuff. This is just absolutely very clearly partisan judges. I'm sorry. Like, this is a bad thing in our judicial system to have when you have judges saying that President Trump, because he committed in and participated in an insurrection, shouldn't be on the ballot when he hasn't been charged with that crime when one of the foundations of the judicial system in the United States is that you are indeed innocent until proven guilty. It means very clearly that this is a political move on the judicial front. And politicizing anything to do with justice is so insanely, inherently bad. Go after the guy where you can, where you already have plenty of reason to do so. Even on places where I don't agree with you, like the taxes thing in New York makes more sense than this does. But they said at least they put the ruling on hold to sort all this out. I think it's going to go to the Supreme Court, and that leans to the right now, so they'll probably side with Trump.
So excited for November.
Finally, hackers have set a ransom for today.
Oh.
This is the deadline before they say they're going to release these, speaking of Fulton County, court documents. What's supposed to be in these documents that are going to be released? We'll get into that a little bit. We got jury duty on the horizon. Maybe we'll tackle that more. And a former Nickelodeon star is stepping up and saying enough is enough. What's going on here?
Very anti-slime.
It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. It does seem that there are some delays reported, including some due to incidents, like the intersection of Hiawassee Road southbound at Old Winter Garden Road. Also, an incident has a right lane blocked. Kirkman Road northbound at the intersection of Conroy. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 east and westbound approaching State Road 535, but the Turnpike and Greenway are clear. If you see any issues, call our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number, 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Amtrak. Visit new and exciting places across the U.S. on Amtrak. It isn't just about the destination, it's about the journey. Without busy airports or cramped car rides, with no middle seats, extra legroom, and first-class private rooms. New adventures are just an Amtrak away. Book now at Amtrak.com.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Hey, everybody. Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Turns out February is American Heart Month, and Life Imaging FLA wants to remind you that early detection saves lives. Unfortunately, the very first symptom of heart disease is often sudden death. But the cool thing is, now you have the power to detect issues before symptoms. And Life Imaging FLA does that with their free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. This is a $699 value. The testimonials are bananas. Couples going in, the person that thinks they have problems have no problems. The person that does not think they have problems has problems. But the cool thing is, now you have the information, the power to go to your primary care doctor and build a long-term healthcare plan to make sure that you're around for years. Do that now. Do exactly what I did. Pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say that keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. And be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Make 2024 the year you finally start taking care of your long-term health with Life Imaging FLA. You'll have the option to receive a one-time AutoDial text message from iHeartMedia.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office, Orlando.
The Big Florida Repossessed Car Fair is finally in Orlando, now until March 4th. Orlando Luxury Motors has more than 150 cars, SUVs, and trucks, and you'll save 20, 30 to 50% off MSRP. Good, new, or bad credit, all credits are welcome. You are 100% approved. Your first payment will be up to 60 days with 0 down payment. You just pay the taxes. We will have music, food, drinks, and games for the kids. Take advantage of this opportunity and save big at Orlando Luxury Motors, 5300 South Orange Blossom Trail, right by the Florida Mall, or call 407-233-3201.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert, and I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Vinyl Experience. Music legends experienced through the authentic sound of vinyl. The Rolling Stones, Tom Petty, Pink Floyd, The Police, and so many more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Vinyl Experience, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the News Junkie.
These hackers say they're going to release Trump documents, and they're like, what does that mean, right? Now the question is, what do the hackers have, and what are they going to do with it? So we only know a little bit, but they said that Thursday, 8:49 a.m. was the deadline. So 0 is the timer. And it says the hacking group responsible for taking down Fulton County's websites in Georgia is threatening to publish documents from the state's court system, including ones related to the criminal case against Donald Trump, unless they get paid a ransom. And they said this is from a group called Lockbit. They said the stolen documents contain a lot of interesting things in Donald Trump's court cases that could affect the upcoming U.S. election. Great timing on that. Thank you, hacker peoples.
So it's not the The golden shower video?
No. That's not a thing. But it's not anything to do with any of the old drama. It's all, well, it is kind of older drama now, I guess, right? Jesus, 4 years ago. This is to do where Trump was like, find the votes. You got to find the votes. And he said, he was saying, I meant legally. I meant you were legally going to need to find those votes. And they're saying, no, you meant that he had to just like create votes out of thin air. And that's what the court case is all going to be about. You know, can we prove the intent? Can you prove through the language? Or does none of that matter? And everything's just going to be about the politics in the courtroom and the politics of the people on the jury. The one thing that's super frustrating is I don't think there's any way that once somebody gets mega political, like Trump is mega political, it's very hard for that person to get a fair trial because people are dead set on how they feel about him and they don't even care. Like, I think, here's a weird take for you. Nobody ever talks about this. It was a great injustice. It was a great injustice.
I feel like you don't even believe yourself what you're about to say.
I do. I believe what I'm about to say, but this is just not a fight that anybody fights. It was a great injustice that O.J. Simpson went to prison. Okay? And the reason for that is as follows. O.J. Simpson essentially went to prison for taking back his own memorabilia, which was stolen from him.
Correct.
But at gunpoint, wasn't it?
There was guns in the room at the time, and from there, a lot of it's like a bunch of he said, she said kind of stuff. There's some audio recordings because there was a bit of a sting going on. But the fact of the matter is, it was stolen memorabilia that these guys had, and O.J. Simpson was trying to get his stuff back. And they said, we got a guy here who, I don't know how else I could say this, definitely killed 2 people and got away with it in a court of law in one of the most insane fireworks-laden cases in U.S. court history. And we know that the guy is bad. And it would be the equivalent of today, Casey Anthony getting arrested for like tax fraud or like,
and then just absolutely throw the book at her.
Yeah. And they go, would we treat anybody else like this? No. But come on. She put her dead baby in the back of her trunk. Come on.
Get the time that they deserve for the other thing that we kind of failed at.
Yeah, so I think that it was a great injustice that O.J. Simpson, a man who should have been behind bars, but for another crime, was behind bars for a really dumb reason, right? So I think these things can actually happen. And when you get a politicized jury or a jury that has political feelings on anything, and then a very, very politically charged person in front of them, mind you could swap Trump out, I think, for Hillary Clinton and still end up with the same kind of arrangement here. Like, there's a lot of Republicans who would go, yeah, maybe Hillary Clinton didn't stab this guy, but she's definitely a criminal, right? Lock her up and all that stuff. So that cross section of the judicial world and politics sucks, and it's a dangerous place to go. We should always keep the judicial branch independent. It's not right now. It maybe never is all the way, right? There's a reason why we can say, like, what direction politically is the Supreme Court leaning? And under Barack Obama, you'd go, well, clearly this is a left-leaning Supreme Court. And under Trump, because he had several nominations, you say clearly this is a right-leaning Supreme Court. In all reality, it should be like this is just a Supreme Court full of people who just uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. But that's just not how it is. And that's bad. That's super bad. Anyhow, these hackers have some documents. I don't even know what side they're on. Lockbit Sup is the name of the group.
Sup?
And they're waiting to see what they're going to drop after the timeline, or the timer, should I say, has hit 0. A Nickelodeon star is now wading in onto a debate. We've had this debate, I think, here on the show, and it's a super interesting one. But this is all about former Nickelodeon child star Josh Peck, who you guys might know.
Yeah.
He was on a show called Drake and Josh, and strangely enough, Drake
He was the one
and
that
Josh,
got weird.
Well, not really. Well, hold on.
Wait.
Let's dice this up.
Drake is the one that got weird. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you had Drake and Josh, and basically on the show, Drake was like the good-looking, cool one, and Josh was like the weird, fat brother. And as it turns out, Drake turned out to be the super weird one who was hitting on teenage girls and doing some other creepy stuff. A little weird. And Josh Peck worked hard as hell and shed all that weight and became a good-looking dude.
Very popular on TikTok.
Yeah, and he was in some movies afterwards, which I think were kind of critically well regarded. I didn't see them necessarily, but there's some stuff that he's been in. And he lost all his weight, quote unquote, the natural way. And he's saying, like, he got back into the whole thing is Ozempic weight loss, is that cheating? And it says former Nickelodeon star Josh Peck sparked a debate with his viral TikTok, back to what Sabrina said.
Oh, I know this guy.
Yeah.
He was in the Turner and Hooch reboot.
Was he really?
C-Lane, congrats. You're one of the 15 people who saw that.
Holy cow. I don't know that one. They said
We liked it.
The 10-second
Hooch
clip
didn't die in this one.
Oh, wait,
Thank
spoiler
God.
alert.
The 10-second clip, which has since garnered 21.5 million views, was captioned, "When you lose 100 pounds naturally, and then Ozempic." In the video, Peck is seen on camera mouthing the lips of Rose's Turn from the musical Gypsy in the video. All that work, and what did it get me? Why did I do it? And they're kind of saying that he's alleging that everybody else is cheating. But he's using cheating, and he's not even using the word cheating. He's using it in the sense that I was. There's a lot of ways you can define the word cheating. Hold on, let me look up cheating definition. From like cheating in a relationship to cheating in a competition to cheating at poker, whatever you want to say.
Wouldn't weight loss be, wouldn't that be like a little bit more, is it objective, subjective? Like, is it cheating just because it didn't, you know, is there cheating when it's not a game, a winner or loser? Yeah, he was very bad.
Cheating is, it's complicated. And here's why I would say that. What is cheating? Is lap band surgery cheating?
Exactly.
All this stuff is a shortcut.
Is eating just
right?
cottage cheese for a week cheating?
Dieting. Well, dieting is a way to lose weight. And dieting, you could maybe say, is a way of cheating because you're not getting all the physical activity that you need. Instead, you're deciding just to cut the amount of calories that you're eating. Like,
I know,
you
that's
could
not
be
cheating
putting
at
more.
all.
None of these things are really cheating. They're just cheat codes. They're shortcuts. They're faster ways to get to the finish line. But because you use a shortcut doesn't always mean that you've done something wrong. Like, I've always said you're taking the easy route, right? Like, because I think Ozempic is 1,000% taking the easy route. And I think a lot of you Ozempic folks, you're going to end up right back where you were because you didn't make changes in your life. And when you stop taking the Ozempic, blah, 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 you know, back fat you go. Not back fat, but
back fat you go.
You gain the weight
What
back.
if you didn't have back fat before?
You end up going back to the weight that you were at previously. I don't think it's a problem necessarily. I think that what you should do is use those shortcuts, but maybe also change your life a little bit so that when you stop using the shortcut, that you get the gains or the losses in this case that you're looking for. Sour Patch Pete on Twitch says, "I'm not cheating. It's just an unintended consequence of controlling my blood sugar or whatever." Yeah, you can rationalize post hoc. Zephys Biker says, "Well, if you did it naturally, at least you aren't a hostage of Ozempic. That if you go off, you'll gain it back." Yeah, there's benefits and pluses and negatives to all of them. The only way that I would suggest, okay, and I think this is fair. Maybe you disagree. If so, yell at me. Let's fight again. Let's fight on the dispatch.
Yeah, fight day.
Go ahead, Sulan.
If you do it, that argument is kind of weird. If you do it naturally, like, would we call a diet natural?
Exactly.
That's what I was saying. Because a diet is a shortcut of eating less calories and having to do less physical work.
They're saying, Zephys Biker said, if you did it naturally, at least you're on a hostage that if you go off it, you'll get it back. But if you go off a diet, I mean,
you can get it back. Yeah.
I gained a whole bunch of weight back.
Right. If you don't fundamentally change, like, that's very hard. We're parsing words here in a really, really specific way. And the thing is, I think the only way that you could call this an unfair shortcut, which an unfair shortcut by a better name is cheating. The only way you can call Ozempic an unfair shortcut, aka cheating, is if you stipulate that not everybody can afford Ozempic.
Right.
It's not something that's available to every person. Exercise is available to most people, not all people, obviously, if you're disabled. And dieting is available to most people.
Okay, but if, here's the devil's advocate argument of you could afford Ozempic if you didn't spend all that money on fatty foods.
No, that's because Ozempic's so expensive. It's not going to just be about a difference in the cost between good food is often, I think, more expensive than bad food. Actually, for you, I think to buy like healthier food tends to lean toward the pricier option, but that is not going to be enough difference. Because what is Ozempic a month? Isn't it thousands and thousands of dollars a month?
It depends on where you get it from. Now
it could be cheaper.
It's going to be cheaper eventually. The problem is that I think insurance companies, and we've talked about this before, how they should want people to lose weight. People who are obese,
at least once,
who have a weight, that is high enough that it could be problematic with other parts of your body. Well, they should want you to have whatever resources you can find to drop that weight. And so, they're hesitant to cover it, and so people are coming out of pocket for Ozempic. Now, the game is finding who's offering it the cheapest.
Yeah, this sounds lower than I thought. This says if you qualify for insurance coverage, Ozempic could cost as little as $25 for a month's supply. So that's very,
if you
very,
qualify
very
for insurance coverage.
Yeah. Without insurance, Ozempic costs around $900 a month, according to what I'm looking at here. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. It comes down to like the success thing we talked to Moon Man with earlier. What does success mean? Can everybody say that company, that Intuitive Machines company, that launched a lander over to the moon, on the dark side of the moon, I believe, in a place where nobody had attempted it before, very, very difficult spot, and they landed it. It landed on the moon, but it landed on its side, and it's going to be like self-destructing before too long. Is that a failure, right? It depends on what you mean by the word failure. Almost everything is a success in some right. So if you launch off a mission,
ask old SpaceX how many rockets blew up, and they were like, "That was that was great. It was great that happened because we have so much data."
What do they call it? Rapid unplanned disassembly or something like that?
There's no way they did that.
Uncoupling.
Rand over on YouTube says, Wasson, you dum-dum, Ozempic is only prescribed to people with type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, right.
If you have type 2, you can live on lettuce and still be diabetic. Not all diabetes can be corrected with diet. Not all, but a lot of diabetes, especially early diabetes, can be corrected with your diet. It happens all the time.
Was what you're saying.
Well, it is the case that a lot of diabetes can be not cured, but alleviated through your diet alone. But to suggest that they're only prescribing Ozempic to people with type 2 diabetes is pretty dumb.
I know a lot of, I know a handful of people who definitely don't have diabetes and have lost 20 pounds already.
Yeah. Straight up incorrect. I know 2 different places I'd go right now if I wanted to get some semis.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Even if you say, well, it's not approved by
I'm
this
doing
group.
it, man. Driving semis and shooting semis. Let's go.
Just the fact of the matter is that there are people who are getting prescribed this all the time, and it's not for type 2 diabetes. Okay. You just have to be real about that. I think it's fair enough. Like, I would encourage somebody to use Ozempic or anything else at their disposal. One thing that's like super helpful, I think, is if you get a jump start. I've seen a lot of people who have been personally on my Facebook. This is where I see a lot of people who go on like their weight loss journeys and stuff. And I think it's always cool to watch them. And I always kind of root for those people when they post that stuff. But
Instagram, Twitter,
when I see somebody who is posting on Facebook, one of the first things they get super jazzed about is if in the first month or so, they see some really good gains in terms of weight loss, right? Like negative gains. They see droppage of pounds. And if you go, man, I need to lose 150 pounds. But in your first month, you lose 20 pounds. That's pretty awesome, man. Like that's an awesome thing to go, wow, maybe I can make some progress here. And maybe this is going to make me feel good about myself. It does become something which is like the rule of diminishing returns where like if you watch The Biggest Loser, first couple of weeks, they're shedding those pounds, man, because you weigh more and the energy that it takes to exercise like they have to exercise, you're just shedding off those pounds. But the more you lose, the tougher it gets. That push at the beginning, that's pretty awesome, I think. It's pretty cool to see people get fired up like that. Whether it takes Ozempic or not, I don't care. When we come back, jury duty is on the way. Plus, Was C-Lane completely and totally wrong about something we talked about on the show?
Oh.
Well, there's only
It's
one way to
very,
find
very
out.
possible.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say yes anyway.
I'm going to say he wasn't wrong, huh?
This story right here will determine.
It's one
and
page, Zealand. I think it just says he was wrong.
No, I can already see where he's going to fight back on this. I could already see his angles on this. We'll see how it all goes. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy.
The Magic will continue their three-game homestand tonight against Utah. Orlando's Paolo Banchero and Jonathan Isaac are both questionable with illnesses. Grapefruit League Baseball continues today with the Rays hosting Atlanta. That's in Port Charlotte. Zach Eflin starts on the hill for Tampa Bay. And Dodger star Shohei Ohtani is a married man, announcing on Instagram that he tied the knot with someone from his native Japan. I'm Scott Davidson.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. The good news is Tobacco Free Florida is here to help you quit your way. Tobacco Free Florida's Group Quit service offers free virtual and in-person sessions at convenient times and locations. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine replacement therapy like patches, gum, or lozenges. You are not alone. Whatever your reason to quit is, Tobacco Free Florida can help you get started. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW.
Bike Week is right around the corner. Make Orlando Harley-Davidson part of your Bike Week plans. Orlando Harley-Davidson has the largest selection of new and pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles in the state of Florida. Stop at Orlando Harley-Davidson during Bike Week March 1st through the 10th. Enjoy food, exclusive merchandise, pinstriping, tattoos, music, a full bar, and so much more. Visit OrlandoHarley.com for a full list of motorcycle inventory and Orlando Bike Week details. Stop by the Orlando Harley-Davidson dealership right off I-4 across from the mall at Millennia.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
This is Daytona, the heart of racing, the soul of speed, and the only place in Florida to witness the adrenaline-pumping, awe-inspiring spectacle of Supercross. Daytona Supercross, where champions are made, legends are born, and the biggest names battle it out under the lights at the world center of racing. Don't miss it. The gate drops Saturday, March 2nd. Secure your tickets and trackside access today at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Rajamanar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding and Sonic initiatives across the board, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles. We have been partnering with iHeart across multiple platforms, both for brand enhancement as well as for performance marketing. I think the cut-through of the message and the recall of the brand are much higher. Also, it has been very beneficial for us to integrate some of our campaigns into the native content of iHeart. It has been a very nice partnership, and it continues to be very strong into the future.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey. Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
At Lowe's, save big when you buy in bulk. Save 15% when you buy 10 or more select primed finger joint boards. Because Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
This Black History Month and every day, UNCF uplifts the history and culture of the African American community and salutes the past, present, and future of excellence and high achievement at historically Black colleges and universities. As we celebrate our 80th anniversary, UNCF remains effective and steadfast in supporting HBCUs to consistently graduate outstanding Americans of all backgrounds. Go to uncf.org/donate to support the new generation of Black activists, leaders, artists, business owners, and educators, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's
On the run-up, in fact, friends, this is the last day in February. This is the extra day in February, Leap Day. And then we jump into March as of tomorrow. And, of course, March 16th on Saturday, March 16th at Plaza Live is Just Okay 8.
Yeah.
And we want you to be there. Let me give you the rundown here. What is this all about? What's happening? Why would you want to fly into Orlando to come hang with us?
Well,
what is it?
It'll be fun.
Well, it will be fun. It's a concert. It's a sideshow. It's a party. It's a St. Patrick's Day experience with the News Junkie crew. It's a night you're never going to forget. You're going to see the Young Tapes. They are amazing every year. High energy band. They play all the songs that you know and love from like 90s and 2000s. The Shabooms are a garage soul band with a lead singer with a voice a mile wide.
Oh, she's awesome.
You'll have Sabby's Little Helpers that will be performing.
Oh,
with
she's not going
more-
to get hit on by Coolio this year. Rest in peace. Man, he was a fan of hers.
Coolio during
And
that
a
just
singer
okay.
Too. And then I remember Coolio did ask me for a threesome. I don't know if
Coolio
that was
didn't come
because
out of
me.
that trailer for nothing. He didn't come out of that RV for nothing, but he came out after the Shabooms played.
He was
and he's
great.
like, hey, who's this? Who are you?
And then as soon as he died, everyone's like, "You killed him!" Like
Yeah.
it was 2 years ago.
I don't think it was us. Sabby's Little Helpers will also be there performing on stage with all kinds of effects and insane things happening.
And their lead singer is a voiceover.
They're what now?
The lead
What?
singer is a voice. That what you were going to say?
The lead singer is a voice of what? I don't know what you're
They're-
saying right now.
Like
She was relating to the fact that you said that Shaboom's lead singer has a voice a mile wide. She wanted you to say something about her voice.
For a compliment.
Sabby's Little Helpers lead singer is Sabrina.
Whatever. We put on a good show, and you know
put
it,
on an
and I know
amazing
it.
show. You put on an amazing show,
Blows
and
their
I'm here
minds.
for it. It's one of those things where things start, and you'll see, you see Fritz up there, you see the boys in Sabrina's band start to do their thing.
Chris,
and
Dirt, Dan.
and they'll maybe catch themselves on fire a little bit, just a little bit. And then halfway through, you'll be like, wow, this is a party band right here. Like that, it's
Legit.
impossible not to have fun. Like there's no way you can't have
And
fun.
I'm showing navel.
You'll see surprise guests. There will be stunts. We'll have our friend DJ Digital all night long.
Oh, yeah.
Again, March 16th at Plaza Live. I had the Stanley Killer water bottles come in yesterday. They could not have come out better. The hats, which are also for VIP. GA, you may get a shot at these things. And we have something special coming up with our friend Mo, which you'll learn a little bit later on before Just Okay. But I want you to grab the tickets basically while you can, because GA is going to be full. And you're going to have to get those tickets now if you and your friends want to make sure that you're going to be there for this event.
Yeah, don't
All
wait
right?
on walk up. We don't know for sure if that's going
No.
to be a thing.
No, we don't know what's going to happen with walk up. And walk up is more expensive. So just so you know that. When you go to the website, if you're like, what the hell? That's the full price. The price that you're going to see at realradio.fm/slash just okay. That's the full price of your ticket. All right. That's everything. So go check that out. realradio.fm/slash just okay. Those of you who get there, there'll be an activation point for the test show, the show
God.
that.
Are you going to
Sabrina
add
and
those
I did.
pictures, by the way, that I sent you?
Yeah, I'll toss them up there. I got a whole thing where I can add photos to it.
Totally left something out of that whole thing.
Oh, yeah,
Well-
you absolutely did, because I was just
What?
asked what the official name is, and
Oh, for our band, C-Lane and I, our duo, we don't have a band name.
I was asked that Monday.
We
as
don't have
well.
a band name to reveal publicly. We
Yeah.
don't
oh,
have
so
one to
you
reveal publicly.
you've landed on one.
It's neither here nor there.
Okay. All
We
right.
don't have
We're
one
still
to
don't know
announce
for
publicly.
sure.
The tease, you have to be there in order to find out.
Yeah, we will be announcing at the venue what our name is as we melt your faces off. We have not practiced yet, but we got to do that.
Jesus Christ, don't tell him that.
We're professionals. We got to outline this weekend. Celine and I are going to outline the whole thing this weekend. Celine's learning this for the first time. And then we're going to practice over the next couple of weeks and rock out. And then we're going to be ready to melt your faces off. Celine's a professional. I'm just following along. My guitar is ready to go. Austin has got me as prepared as he possibly can get me.
I figured one of the songs that you need to learn, I'm just going to record the whole thing, and then your parts, I'm going to change to your voice with the voice changer.
Yeah.
So you just know when you hear your voice, that's the thing you're supposed to sing.
Okay, that's good. What would be, this is where the Vision Pro would come in real handy, because I could put it on and then you would be like sitting there playing the guitar in the room with me.
See?
And I'd be like singing with you. Oh, we should have got one. Damn it, we missed out. All right, I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared to put some time in and really rock this out. And right now, prepared to do this. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Got to put this thing about C-Lane being wrong to the side, but we will get to that in the next segment.
Man.
I promise you we'll get to that very, very soon. I'm hurting here. Somebody said Sean looked so bored during the break. I didn't look bored. I'm hurting. I found out that I'm hurting myself by sitting down too much during the show. And so I sit down for like 4 hours straight. I'm just sitting here in this chair. And it's a nice chair. It's a fancy, comfortable chair, but you can't sit down for 4 hours every day like that and not get a break. So I'm trying to get better about it because I'm hurting myself. And so I'm trying to just stand up a little bit during the breaks. I got that, and I don't mean this to be complaint hour here, but that's running into another problem.
Complaint hour.
Which is, we'll just switch over. We'll switch over from jury duty to the complaint hour.
Hey, Mo, do you have a problem with this? We're going to skip from the courtroom stuff, but just complain.
The stopping drinking during weekdays, save for Thursdays with secret shows. And by the way, you can listen live if you're a subscriber. Just go to thenewsjunkie.com and connect your account to the secret Discord or the not-so-secret Discord. And then on the secret show stage in the Discord, once your account is connected and you get the access because you're a subscriber, you can watch tonight. But outside of Thursdays drinking, I'm not drinking during weekdays. Now, that's kind of a lie. That's kind of a lie.
Wow.
Well, because I just want to be real, because I'm drinking on Fridays because I'm considering Friday part of the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
It is for sure.
But so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm not having anything at all to drink, which for me is a pretty big change, actually. And it turns out
that's half the week.
Yeah, it turns out that on the third day, I'm not saying I'm Jesus here, going into the fourth. On the third day, the headaches arrive, and oh man,
the headaches from non-drinking.
Yeah, like it's part of the
withdrawal.
Yes, actually, yeah, that's part of what I'm dealing with here, and but it's worth it. You got to do. I think eventually, I won't have that as much, but today I'm struggling. All right,
just take a shot.
This struggle session is brought to you by Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm.
Thanks, Moses.
Injured on the go, just call Mo, 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. If you need an attorney, we got one for you. This is the guy who's going to hear you out, who's going to fight for you, who's not just going to try to settle and follow some algorithm or whatever. He's going to say, what is this case? And he's going to fight as hard as he possibly can to get you the verdict that you deserve. How do you get that? 866-CALL-MO, or you go to justcallmo.com. Now, I'm not here to weigh in on this one way or another. I'm only here to present to you what I have in front of me. And I'm sure Sabrina has seen this already, but I just want to surface this. Is there anything today that you've seen that could perhaps turn into a lawsuit that may be of interest to you?
I mean, probably a bunch of things in the sense of like within the show.
Somebody that you really like as a musical artist.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised that you're bringing this up.
Why?
Talking about Beyonce?
Yes,
and
Beyonce and the Franklin song.
I have the extended remix if you want to get into this next segment.
All right, let's do that. We got to give it a little more air to breathe, and I want to see if there's any validity.
Damn, I've been sitting on this too, but I'm ready. Let's go.
There's people suggesting, and we'll see if they're right. We'll be the jury here, that Beyonce's new country song is a ripoff of the Franklin theme song, Franklin the Kid's cartoon.
Yep.
and I tried to listen to it. First of all, I've heard the Beyonce Texas Hold'em song many times. It's good. It's very catchy.
Banger.
It's a well-done song. It's smart for her to do something different. I think a lot of her other songs, it was...
Yes, you have to, I know. You say it every time.
I like this one. I like it, and I dig it. But is it really stolen from the Kids Franklin theme song? We got to figure out that. We'll be the end-all, be-all judge here. And we'll get to the C-Lane was wrong about things. We got a lot more. It's Leap Day, friends.
Let's go, baby.
All that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's like a text message with your voice. The TalkBack feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
What's going on? I hope your drive right now is a safe and smooth one. And right now on the major highways and roads of Orlando, still seeing some delays, including the Turnpike southbound in Lake County after Highway 27 approaching Colonial Drive. A very heavy delay, but northbound of the Turnpike is clear. No issues reported north or south on the Greenway. And right now east and west of the 408 is clear, as well as I-4, except your usual delay eastbound approaching State Road 535. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by the new Banana Boat 360 coverage. This sun season, Banana Boat is giving you a new way to spray. Introducing new Banana Boat 360 coverage. Better control for better coverage with a reusable sprayer and refill. From sport formula to kids SPF 50+. Shop Banana Boat 360 coverage at Walgreens.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
The News Junkie's ready to destroy another holiday with the most unique party of the year.
Just Okay 8. Saturday, March 16th will be a night of unbelievable moments at the Plaza Live with performances from Young Tapes, The Shabooms, Savvy's Little Helpers, and so much more. Presented in part by JustCallMo.com. Make this St. Patrick's Day weekend one to remember and get your tickets to Just Okay 8 at realradio.fm/JustOK.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Did you know February was American Heart Month? It is. Life Imaging FLA wants to remind you that early detection saves lives. The first symptom of heart disease is often sudden death. You know you have the power to detect this before you have any symptoms. Give them a call. Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and with a few minimum requirements, you have a value of $699 and you can get that heart scan. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, you'll be connected in seconds. When you get there, talk to them about the cancer screening as well. Super important. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Call pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Get that heart screening. Ask them about the cancer screening. It's super important. Early detection saves lives thanks to Life Imaging FLA. Make sure you tell them Russ Rollins sent you.
Paid for by government.com. Here's your chance to get 5 iconic United States silver dollars spanning the last 150 years in one amazing set. Experts agree this is a must-have for silver coin buyers. That's right, all 5 silver dollars are legal tender official United States Mint coins. If you call 1-800-386-7194 right now, we'll send you this ultimate 5-piece American silver dollar set with each silver coin in extremely fine or brilliant uncirculated condition, guaranteed. This set includes every type of U.S. silver dollars in American history, issued from 1878 to 2024. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 150 years of U.S. silver dollars 5-piece set. Plus, receive a bonus display case, an information booklet, and free shipping. Don't miss your chance. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your 5-piece set of iconic U.S. silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-386-7194.
New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our windows blend energy performance with hurricane protection. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. AGE.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
This is Daytona, the heart of racing, the soul of speed, and the only place in Florida to witness the adrenaline-pumping, awe-inspiring spectacle of Supercross. Daytona Supercross, where champions are made, legends are born, and the biggest names battle it out under the lights at the world's center of racing. Don't miss it. The gate drops Saturday, March 2nd. Secure your tickets and trackside access today at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Preparing you
For the impending robot uprising.
This is the new.
Just a moment. Let us know how you're doing and what's on your mind. Don't forget, we're going to have the big show coming up very, very soon, and that is March 16th.
Welcome to the big show.
The biggest of all the shows that we do, at least in our world. And maybe the last one ever. Who knows? Each year it's like, do we really need to do this again? Should we really do this again? And everybody goes, yes, we had a blast. It was the most amazing time. Great. Okay, so be there for us this time. Maybe it's the last. Go to realradio.fm/justokay. All right. Now, it seems like this would be a really weird twist in the timeline if Beyonce was stealing kids' theme songs to make her country music work these days.
Smart move on the producers, huh?
Somebody would think that this would get caught, along the way, and
It's
you
so
wouldn't
funny that they
steal it.
put it together. I follow this one TikTok account that it's these two guys and they kind of break down samples that were used, like very popular songs and where they come from. And it was like recently it was Groove is in the House, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's like one little snippet they got from a show in the 60s. And it was not even from the theme song, but one moment that the actress had said, "Wee." And I guess that's what became the background of Groove is in the House. So it's like,
hey, is it the house or the heart?
Heart, sorry.
Okay.
My house is my heart.
Okay.
But it was like to think that the producers of Texas Hold'em is like, damn, Franklin slaps.
Yeah, it's banging.
And now it's
Let's put
number
this in
one
here.
on the Billboard charts.
Is it? Nice. Well, this goes back to like sampling is as old as anything else. There's a new song that Courtney likes, and oh man, it's Jack Harlow.
All right.
And it's what's the
I'm
name
a
of the
Killer
song?
Baby.
Yeah. That one. It's that one. And there's like a hook that he keeps using. And it's funny because I was like, I know that's not his. I know that he got that from somewhere, but it's very obscure. It's like an esoteric piece of a song from a song that wasn't even a big hit to begin with. And there was
The
this
1995 track Whatever, bass soliloquy by Cadillac Dale.
That's it. Yeah. And I found this website where you could take a song, put it in there, and it would tell you all the samples.
Oh, yeah.
that
Who
it is.
Sampled is a great website.
Yeah, that's awesome. It was so cool. And like they even had it. So I'll just give you an example. Did you have that up in front of you? The one for this song?
The Franklin?
No. C-Lane had it, I think.
No,
the
I
one-
was on the Wikipedia page.
Okay, if you did the Who Sampled for the song we were just talking about, if you bring that up, you'll hear that the original that they get, and it's like slower and it's like completely different. And then you'll hear what Jack Harlow did with it. Like play the original first if you have that, C-Lane.
Hang on, I'm getting there.
And like it even tells you in Who Sampled like what point in time the sample occurs.
Okay, sample appears throughout. So this is the Jack Harlow song.
Yeah, this is, right. That one.
Oh, I recognize that.
Yeah, it's catchy.
And
That's
then
everywhere right now.
There's Cadillac Dale.
We can do whatever. Now, I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down.
See, it's like so slow and completely different. So it's almost like a new creation.
I like going through this website on some of the ones that have so many samples, like Bust a Move by Young MC.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a couple. There's one that takes like a drum and bass kind of thing, and then there's another different one that has the.
Yeah, that's a good beat too, man.
It's so good.
I like that. All right, do you have the comparison here, Sabrina? Some of this is not going to make it onto the stream, obviously, for those folks, but when we mash it up, I think they should be able to hear it.
Yeah, it's very quick. So this is Franklin first, the theme song, and then it goes into to Texas Hold'em, the new Beyonce song. All right.
Let's see. All right.
That's
This is Franklin?
This is
All right.
Franklin.
Hey, it's Franklin.
And this is Texas Hold'em.
This ain't Texas.
So, this is Franklin. This is the theme song.
Hey, it's Franklin.
We'll be able to hear it.
Yeah.
Someone was nice enough to remix. So it's, I believe, Beyonce's vocals on Franklin theme song.
All right, here we go.
This is the Franklin theme song.
This ain't Texas. No holding. They are cards down, down, down.
They slowed it down too, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Your Lexus. Throw your keys up. Round, round.
I mean, but it slaps still.
That's kind of fun.
A bunch of stuff
Congratulations.
for the baby, that whether it's just like for him to play with or to try and get him to go to sleep, that has like soothing music in it.
Yeah.
And the other day I was like in the kitchen and I was like singing to myself, and I had this not really old song in my head, but it's kind of obscure, it kind of like faded away, and it's by remember Hinder.
Yeah, I remember the band Hinder. Sure.
Remember Lips of an Angel? Like, my girl's in the next room. And I was like, why the hell do I keep singing Hinder? Yeah, why do I keep singing Hinder to myself as I'm cooking? And I realize, like, the baby monitor kicks in, and one of the little devices that has the soothing music is going bling, bling, bling. Bling, bling, bling. And that was it. That's all. The rest of it sounds nothing like Lips of an Angel, but just those 6 notes like put me there, and it's like an earworm right now.
I know it's not true, but I love the idea. Like, there was some guy in the studio with Beyonce, and he's like, yes, we're going to steal the Franklin song, and here's what we're going to do about it. It's, it's much more likely that there's just a lot of songs that sound alike. I think there's way too much litigation about stolen songs going on. Like, if Jack Harlow did that song and used that person's vocals, even if he up-pitched it or pitched it up or whatever, I would still go, well, that person deserves some credit for it.
You use the same
did it.
lyrics.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like that's their thing. But if things just sound a little bit the same, I don't think that's a big deal, really. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us a dispatch right now. Here we go. Was C-Lane wrong? I don't know. We're going to get a little deeper on something that we've battled back and forth on, and that is airplane mode. There's an article out today from Gentleman's Quarterly, I think, or Quartz, or one of those two. I don't know.
Is it a porn magazine?
Quartz, QZ.com.
Never heard of GQ?
This isn't GQ. It's QZ. I got it wrong.
Yeah,
They said, QZ.com, the myth of your phone's airplane mode. Airplane mode hasn't been necessary for almost 20 years, they say, but the myth persists. And there's this whole article about this where they said putting your phone in airplane mode when boarding a flight feels like common sense. You wouldn't be crazy for thinking your phone signal could interfere with the airplane's navigation systems, potentially causing a disaster. However, the necessity of airplane mode is largely a myth, and there's another reason airlines are asking you to turn your phone off. So they said Europe decided to allow phone calls and data usage on flights in 2022. They're requiring all planes to install what they call Pico cells, which I've never heard of. It's essentially a traffic controller that ensures phone signals don't cross with the plane's communication systems. Pico cells are not new, however. They've been around for over 2 decades. Even without a Pico cell, there's limited evidence that your phone has ever interfered with a plane's electrical system.
Wait. I think Pico cell is...
You're familiar with this?
I think it's what Emirates has.
Is it?
I think it's... Remember we talked about how...
And DeGaio. They also have it.
It's basically a cell network that operates on the plane. So, like, say you're Emirates, and everybody's cell phone is on. That's the cell that it's going to. It's not straight down to your AT&T. It's this Pico cell.
Right. Well, that sounds expensive, though, because
I'm sure they charge for it. Yeah,
it's its own like cell tower in and of itself,
and then just beam down to the ground via God knows what.
They said the real reason for this is this: airlines think people won't stop yapping on their cell phones during flights, leading to more instances of air rage. That's why regulators continue to ban phone calls and data usage on planes, and it's just plain annoying. So this is different than my theory. My theory was that they were scared, and I still believe this to be true, of the possibility of somebody calling a cell-enabled explosive that was in checked baggage in the belly of the aircraft.
Right.
They're saying more so, and Celan's saying that he pointed this out, they're saying that this is to prevent people from being like, I'm not getting off my phone, and like causing further air rage issues.
And then you realize they don't need their cell phones to have air rage.
No,
they
can do
all
it
the
without
viral
it.
videos in the last 10 years.
I mean, Go ahead. I mentioned
Go ahead.
Emirates, and the thing about the Emirates, some of those planes that allow for the cell phone usage, a bunch of the richos that are getting those, they have like their own rooms, so it doesn't even matter that they're on the phone. Some of them are provided with phones.
Right. Yeah.
But
must be nice.
Yeah, that's. I remember when I read about that, I was like, it's much like they have them on cruise ships too, and it's like if you take a cruise to Nassau. And you go and you get off the boat in Nassau, and now you're on the Nassau thing. And I have AT&T, but I'm sure a lot of people have similar setups like this. Where if I were to use my phone with use the cell service in Nassau, it would just charge my account $10 for the day, and then I could use that's the roaming charge. Then I could talk on the phone, send as many text messages, use the data, whatever. But they have it on the cruise ship too. That's not covered in that plan. That's a whole different plan that the cruise ship gets some monies for.
Man, they nickel and dime you out of everything there. We asked when we were talking about this last time about the unruly air passengers. Is it getting worse? Is it because more people have phones? The FAA says it's getting worse. They said there's been more than 10,000 unruly passengers between 2021 and 2023, which is a roughly 300% increase from the 3 years previous to that. However, it's also the reason myths about airplane mode have persisted. And they go back throughout the history of all of this and why it's pervasive, et cetera, et cetera. They said there's a collective fear about flying that plays into our belief in airplane mode's necessity. We all want to play by the airline's rules so everything goes smoothly. The myth about airplane mode being essential to our safety is so ingrained in us, we feel guilty about not using it. Now, to be clear, C-Lane doesn't feel guilty about not using airplane mode. He wants to use airplane mode because he is saying that this is saving him a lot of battery power. It's not related to the safety issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually related to the technology trying to repeatedly connect to the tower and it burns your battery.
Well, and did you get to the now keep in mind paragraph? Because this one...
What did they say?
Federal law requires you to follow the aircraft crew's instructions no matter what, which includes turning on airplane mode. So regardless of whether or not it interferes with the airplane, you could face fines or go to jail for failing to do so.
Suck it.
Imagine going to jail for not
What are you in for?
putting your cell phone in airplane
I
mode.
refuse to turn on airplane mode.
That's insane.
Damn it, I'm not doing it.
I mean, there's a lot of question about FAA kind of fines and what authority do they have, and I mean, what jail do they send you to?
I don't know.
FAA
jail.
airport jail,
plane jail. They just open the door, the emergency exit door, and boot you right out of the thing. That way
or they
won't
sit
do
you
it
next
again.
to the plug on those 737 Maxes.
No, you don't want that. Yeah, that thing will suck you right out. Meanwhile, in the world of sports, baby, in the world of baseball, in fact, please play the music. Thank you. Damn it. Sorry, I tried not to do that.
What?
I was waiting for the music to not do it, and then I...
But then you did it right into the microphone.
I've got a headache. There's a lot going on here. I'm juggling things. Shohei Ohtani, the player who got hired to play for the Dodgers, and basically they're going to pay him the equivalent of the GDP of most major countries to play for the Dodgers, and he's very, very popular. Now, he's a baseball player, so I don't necessarily understand that, but he has 7.4 million Instagram followers. And they said he just randomly acknowledged and announced on his Instagram that he is now married to a Japanese woman who he did not identify.
Congratulations.
A lot of his fans had no idea he was even dating anybody. And now he says, to all my friends and fans throughout, I have an announcement to make. Not only have I began a new chapter in my career with the Dodgers, who locked this guy down? Congratulations. But I also began a new life with somebody from my native country of Japan, who's very special to me. A native country, as I just said, very specifically, Japan. Oh, my God, today is not my day.
Japan.
Jesus Christ. He said, I began my new life with someone from a native country of Japan.
Japan.
Who is very special to me, and I wanted everybody to know I am now married. This feels like the significant other is like, tell him you're married. Post that you're married. Post on the Instagram that you're married, please. I've been in a deep rabbit hole, friends. Over the last couple of days. I find it interesting for multiple reasons. There's a genre of YouTube video. There's all kinds of genres of YouTube videos. One that I've seen popping off recently, this is unrelated, but it's hot girls caught on body cams, usually drunk by the cops, put out the video, million views. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like police interactions. Yeah, with like hot drunk girls. And so they'll take an attractive girl who's been pulled over. And like the case isn't interesting for any other reason than the person who's drunk is a woman and is attractive. And they'll be like, here you go. And there's so many. It's like a whole genre of YouTube video that explodes right now. And this is kind of similar in a way. And there's a whole genre. It's been going on for a while, but I'm new to it. Where it's all of these dudes. They're mostly guys who are between 45 and 65 years old. And they start documenting the process of getting a mail order bride, essentially, usually from China or from Vietnam or from Sri Lanka or some East Asian country, usually. These places, the Philippines is a really big one. And they like document the whole process of them like looking at the girls, them first meeting the girl, then the girls moving to America to join them. And then there was one guy in particular that had a YouTube video, and him and all his old buddies, they were all married to Filipino women that they found online and like mail order bride basically connections to get over here. And it's, I don't know like what service they're using or what, but the guys documenting it is so weird. They're like, these Filipino women are better than American women in so many ways. And they go through like a list of like,
okay.
They're like, the Asian women are more loyal and they're like, they age better. And like, it's this whole thing. And
like their property.
Yeah. Oh, no. They will say this, Sabrina, with the new Filipino wives right next to them. Now, I don't know how much they're understanding or not understanding. I don't know if language barriers come to play. I don't know exactly what's happening there. This is like the documentary that I watched a long time ago called Yellow Fever. And if you haven't seen that,
it's a racist title.
It's sort of interesting. Yellow fever is when a usually Western man, usually American man, has an attraction to solely, generally speaking, Asian women. And in this case, same thing, like mail order bride. They want to escape their country and they're like, the rich American's going to take me in. And then when they get to America and they find the guy that's taking them in, they're like, what is this? I'd rather be in China. I'd rather go back to Manila. What am I doing here right now? Just a disaster. Anyhow, Shohei Ohtani, congratulations, friend. And good to you and yours. And may your marriage with all that money be as bright as possible. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we're going to get to some more of your dispatches. Something that went down at a Vice meeting as they were saying, hey, business is not going so well. The folks who are about to get fired did something they did not like. What was it? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
What's going on? I hope your drive right now is a safe and smooth one. And right now on the major highways and roads of Orlando, still seeing some delays, including the Turnpike southbound in Lake County after Highway 27 approaching Colonial Drive. A very heavy delay, but northbound of the Turnpike is clear. No issues reported north or south on the Greenway. And right now, east and west of the 408 is clear, as well as I-4, except your usual delay eastbound approaching State Road 535. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in an accident and would like to know the value of your case, go to forthepeople.com to see cases just like yours. You see, all lawyers are not the same. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
One of my favorite things about that mortgage guy, Don, from thatmortgageguyDon.com is the fact that he's part of the Real Radio family. Tune into the Home Loans Radio Show every Saturday morning. Get your questions answered live on the air and listen to Don as he pulls back the curtain on the mortgage business because he wants you to know how it works. Visit his website, thatmortgageguyDon.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
This is Daytona, the heart of racing, the soul of speed, and the only place in Florida to witness the adrenaline-pumping, awe-inspiring spectacle of Supercross. Daytona Supercross, where champions are made, legends are born, and the biggest names battle it out under the lights at the world center of racing. Don't miss it. The gate drops Saturday, March 2nd. Secure your tickets and trackside access today at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Bike Week is right around the corner. Make Orlando Harley-Davidson part of your Bike Week plans. Orlando Harley-Davidson has the largest selection of new and pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles in the state of Florida. Stop at Orlando Harley-Davidson during Bike Week March 1st through the 10th. Enjoy food, exclusive merchandise, pinstriping, tattoos, music, a full bar, and so much more. Visit OrlandoHarley.com for a full list of motorcycle inventory and Orlando Bike Week details. Stop by the Orlando Harley-Davidson dealership right off I-4 across from the mall at Millennia.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio, specifically audio influencers.
Audio has been a key component for us. Our consumer is omni-channel, so we need to be omni-channel. We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio. I think using the audio influencers has been a huge component for us. Working with iHeart, we were able to really tease out the audio influencers in key markets that were authentic Chipotle fans. And because it's authentic and because they're seen as trusted friends by the customers and the listeners, it's really been an effective strategy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out.
I was talking about this the other day, and now it's been happening to me. If you do this thing on your iPhone where if you're signing up for something and it asks you for an email address, you say, hide my email address. The one that Apple generates for you as your fake one is so corny.
It's like you're a child.
Mine was Fluffier Pillows 42, and I'm like, I'd rather put my regular email address in there. I don't know if
You're going to get a lot of emails to Fluffier Pillows 42 now.
It's so stupid.
I've never used that function.
No, I use it because I like some of them. I go, I don't want this app on my phone. I barely trust them enough to download it.
So they have some sort of traversal kind of service where somebody emails Fluffier Pillows 42 and it goes to you.
It's forwarded to your main email.
Right. Yeah.
They wouldn't
it's
have it.
So popular that the story that we had the other day about what kind of email addresses are the most used showed us that it was Apple that was on top. Like Apple's the big one. And we go, oh, wait. That's just them using this thing where they do the redirects. So you're not giving out your actual email address. And most everybody is still Gmail, and then a couple of Yahoo folks.
Speaking of Apple taking up all of the bandwidth, I was reading an article about how different stadiums had like redone their infrastructure to allow for people to have like Wi-Fi and different stuff like that, because it for a while, if you would go to an event that was at a stadium, especially like a sold out stadium, your cell service would grind to a halt.
Mm-hmm, sure,
and when they analyzed all the data that was being used in these stadiums, they figured out that a lot of the bottleneck is not from people trying to make phone calls or people trying to text or people trying to stream necessarily or whatever, but they're taking pictures because they're at an event and their phone's trying to sync up to iCloud.
Oh,
so
really?
every time somebody's taking a picture, every time somebody's taking a picture like at the Super Bowl, like their phone attempts to upload that picture to their iCloud account.
It's just useless traffic.
And multiply that by 40,000 people at a time, or however many are trying to do it at the same time, and you grind to a halt.
I downloaded this app the other day. And by the way, shouts out to this app. You folks, if you have an iPhone, you should get this too. Let me see if I can remember what it's called. Is it Mimo? I think Mimo might be it.
I'm sorry, like grandmother?
It's Mimo.
No, that's not Mimo. That's the one that I'm using to code. There's an app that I downloaded, and I'm trying to find it now. But I got it somewhere on here, and what it did was it allowed me to like delete all the extra crap on my phone to get rid of all the space that I was taking up. And one of the things it allowed you to select by was screenshots. And I'm like, do you know how many useless screenshots I have on my phone?
Are you saying, but like, did they tell you what the screenshots consisted of? Because you have an album that says screenshots, you know that,
The
right?
first thing they let me do that I really liked was you could just select doubles and triples. So if you had a photograph and you had like doubles or like extras of it, you could just delete that. And I delete that, and it's like half a gig or something. And then the other one goes screenshots. And it's not just a screenshot folder. It detects anything on the phone that was a screen. I had a gig of screenshots, I think.
You don't realize how much what your storage contains. Like, I remember my old phone or backup that I was trying to get on a hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
And then to see, like, messages and every single bit of data. Like, anything, any picture you've ever sent, any GIF, even if it's repeated, it is all stored as well. And it's like to delete that, but also I was like, did I want to delete it? And now I have it saved on an external hard drive. So good
There
luck
you go.
to whoever's going through my crap when I die.
Yeah, if you ever need to revisit that, it's always there. But you never know, like, do I need it? What the hell?
You need receipts.
All right, let's go to the world of teachers. We fight for teachers around here. I think most normal, decent people support teachers.
Boo, teachers.
See, Lynn hates teachers.
No, I know.
They believe teachers should be treated respectfully. I think teachers are a key part of overall society being a decent place to live, because if we have smarter kids who are going through the schooling system, they'll grow up to be better adults who hopefully aren't just absolute losers, obsessed with whoever has disrespected them last and ready to shoot them at the drop of a hat. These are the things you don't want. But this teacher, 74 years old, got beat up by one of his students.
No.
And he said the cops wouldn't arrest the student. Let's see if we can find out why. This is Channel 8 talking about this in Indianapolis.
Turning now to iTeammate and a 75-year-old substitute teacher who says he was assaulted by a student earlier this month. He's sharing his story now because he says the student was never arrested. iTeammate's Cody Fisher sat down with the teacher who tells his side of the story.
Before Rob Gooding was taken by ambulance from Perry Meridian High School to the hospital, he told school police he wanted to press charges. Nearly a month later, the student still hasn't been charged.
All right, so the student has not been charged. We want to figure out why.
Still in his class? That's awkward.
I hope not, because the 74-year-old was brutally beaten by him. The student is 6'2" and 280 pounds. So this is a big kid at this high school. It says school officials refused to allow the arrest because they had been instructed by the district to do so. It's a major problem that you see at schools all over the place.
They'll arrest the 10-year-old for urinating in public.
Well, follow the money, right? So here's how this usually goes. It goes, we're going to give you more state and federal money if you stop having so many issues at your school with kids acting up. Only the best schools with very, very few kids getting in trouble will receive this extra money to help out with your school. And then instead of actually fixing the disciplinary issues they have, they just don't arrest kids. They don't refer them to the police. They just ignore it. They ignore that all these things happen. So when you look at the stats the next year, you go, whoa, crimes at this school went way down. Here's some more money for you.
How is that teacher not allowed to press charges on his own, though?
I feel like he should be able to. Let's see what else they said.
Anything like this ever happened to you?
We got walloped.
No.
Rob Gooding started substitute teaching after he retired. He was in the middle of teaching a business class at Perry Meridian High School when a student attacked him.
I saw him come up and he says, I've had it. And he came down and I blocked the Chromebook.
What?
The Chromebook.
That's where that hole went. And it shut me down like this. And then all of a sudden, he hovered over me and with his left hand, wham.
The assault left him with a severe black eye.
This
Also, people that
man-child,
age kind of bruise easily.
Yeah, he's...
Also
what do
worth
you call
mentioning.
him? He called him a man-child.
6'2", 280 pounds.
When paramedics arrived, Gooding said a district police officer was by his side. Immediately, you said, I want to press charges.
Yes. He said to me, we have been instructed by the higher-ups, which is the district, not to handcuff or arrest the kid.
This is stupid.
And I said, what? And he said, yes, that came from the higher-ups.
How about we, when kids assault and attack our teachers, how about we protect the teachers? How about we arrest them? How about we make sure that the next kid that wants to do this understands the last one paid a big price to do so? That's pretty damn stupid,
I'm very
honestly.
surprised there's no video of this.
Yeah, there has to be, right? Isn't there cameras in like all the classrooms? I would think there would be.
Kids whipping out their cell phones.
We'll see what you think. Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. The Vice story was a media town hall. You heard Vice is shutting down, as I predicted. They had to scrap the town hall of these Vice employees because some of the laid-off employees that were invited to the virtual meeting, they inundated the leadership. But the leadership shut down their ability to send any messages in the chat, and they made it emojis only. So they all just were like banding together to all do thumbs down emojis over and over and over. They just kept using the emojis to be mean to the bosses that were firing them. And over and over it went. And they shut the damn meeting down as a result of that.
Do you have anybody currently in your life who misuses or uses emojis that they're not aware have alternate meanings?
Oh, like an eggplant or something?
Or the water droplets?
Oh, yeah, I don't think so, but it's always tough to see when that happens.
Sorry. Please explain, Celine.
You know, the water droplets.
Yeah. Who's using that the wrong way?
Oh, no, just somebody in my circle responded to a video, a nice, wholesome video of a baby.
With what?
With 3 water droplets. And it was in a group thread, and I responded. I was like, for the love of God, could somebody please tell him?
Don't do this. Good God. Get it together, everybody. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we'll do the stories that didn't make the cut. The final dispatches, of course, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a leap day. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends.
Real
Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Here is your midday weather update. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And today featuring lots of clouds around, occasional sprinkles, a little bit of mist, about a 20% chance for rain, and temperatures running about 10 degrees cooler than yesterday. Highs close to 75 degrees. Tonight down to 58, tomorrow up to about 80. So we're going to warm things back up as we head into the weekend. Rain chances ramping up. During the afternoon of both Saturday and Sunday, there's about a 40 to 50% chance for downpour. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Going stir crazy with your pet? Invisible Fence brand works in any weather so you can stay warm while your dog gets their energy out in the yard. Their local pet experts work with you to create a customized solution tailored to fit your pet. Learn more about how pets like yours gain independence at InvisibleFence.com.
Big thanks to Jeremiah's Italian Ice for dropping off some treats for us during the show today. And they got some Leap Day deals going on today, but also tomorrow, the Oreo Palooza favorites drop. I'm talking Oreo chocolate chip cookie dough. That's the one I had. A delicious Oreo double stuff, which is the Oreo cream Italian Ice, vanilla soft serve ice cream and cookie crumbles, and the Oreo frappe, with Oreo mocha, Italian ice, vanilla soft serve ice cream, and Oreo cookie crumbles. That's all headed your way at your local Jeremiah's Italian Ice.
Here at Massey, we know a thing or two about bugs. We've been keeping pests out of homes for almost 100 years. Our customized pest prevention program keeps bugs outside, in their home, not yours. Because when we prevent pests from getting in, we protect health, home, and family. Make your home a Massey home. Schedule your free inspection today at MasseyServices.com. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Orlando's top-rated comedy club and restaurant, formerly the Improv, is now the Funny Bone. All the same great talent and awesome live comedy experience with a new name at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Chris Porter March 1st and 2nd.
Now stupid people think that because they watch the news for 6 hours every day, that now they're super smart.
Followed by Guy Torrey March 8th and 9th. Come get funny at the Funny Bone. Orlando.funnybone.com.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best riders tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Camping World Stadium this Saturday. Brought to you by BKT Tires, Great Clips, Circle K, your local Ford dealers, and Morgan & Morgan.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Regulated activities performed by a licensed affiliate.
I had no idea I could sell my life insurance policy.
Norman and Nancy Duggan for Coventry Direct.
We were about to let Norman's policy lapse because premiums have become expensive. Our kids are doing well on their own, so we just don't need it anymore.
Then Nancy called Coventry.
They were so helpful, answering all of our questions.
If you're over 65 and have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may qualify.
After this past year, we're celebrating life. We've booked some long overdue travel, and we're able to pay for our grandkids' college.
Coventry Direct has helped thousands live the life they want to live. Pay for unplanned medical expenses or supplement retirement income. When it comes to selling your life insurance, Coventry has you covered. Call 1-800-561-2600 or visit CoventryDirect.com to learn more about how you can get cash by selling your life insurance. Call 1-800-561-2600.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like The Vinyl Experience. Just search Vinyl Experience and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. March 11th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year, and you'll help decide who wins Podcast of the Year. Vote now at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance is the presenting partner of the 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, live at South by Southwest. To learn more or start a quote, visit thehartford.com/smallbusiness. With insurance designed for your small business, the Bucks got your back.
Give me one. Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the...
To wrap everything up for a Thursday, aka a leap day, and launch us full force into March. Couple of things. If you missed our interview from earlier with the super smart astrophysicist guy who was telling us all about the space stuff that we didn't know about, man, it was an interesting time. And people seem to really like that. It's up under the interview section at thenewsjunkie.com, or you'll simply find it within the podcast. The interviews are just separated, so you can find them over there. Or if I do an interview that's separate from the show, you can put them up in that section. But that's all available at thenewsjunkie.com. And let me show you real quick, for those of you who are unaware, because we got to fly through this. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Take this in front of me, C-Line. And if you're on your website and you're a Secret Show subscriber, you can hit my account, and you'll see where you can connect to the fan Discord, and you can watch that live. People in there will be friendly, and if you ask them, they'll tell you exactly how to do this, okay? They'll tell you roundabout how to do it, at least. All right, all the stories, they made the cut today. Sorry, that's just the way it is. I'm sorry. There's look, a stack of stories a mile high. And it's time to get the hell out of here. Here goes nothing. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Thursday, February 29th, 2024. Today I learned somebody who appeared on this show.
Price is Right.
That's right. The Price is Right. A U.S. postal worker out on disability for her shoulder was charged with fraud after being seen on The Price is Right, and most notably, seen spinning that big wheel not once, but twice. Ooh. And they said, if you had a problem with your shoulder, probably be pretty hard to spin that big-ass wheel around.
Like that lady who threw the tree?
Yeah, I don't know how heavy that wheel is on Price is Right, but I guess it's pretty significant. Today I learned, due to how leap year is calculated, President John Adams served the fewest days in office out of every one-term United States president. There was no leap day in February of 1800, so that puts him in at just 1,461 days.
Cool.
Which is a little bit shorter, a wee bit shorter. Today I learned this band right here.
Yeah, friggin'
Van Halen. That's right, Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen agreed to play the guitar solo from Michael Jackson, a.k.a. Michael Jackson.
Yee-hee.
Michael Jackson's Beat It under two conditions: that he would not get credit, and that Michael Jackson would not tell his band that he was featured on the song.
Here he is in Today I Learned.
Why he was so embarrassed about it. That was a cool riff, man. He did a great job.
Maybe
Nothing
he
wrong
knew
with that.
about the sleepover.
Oh, yeah. It could have been.
Jesus,
All right, here we go. Today I learned this band of ladies right here.
Runaways.
The Runaways is correct. the ex-bassist of the all-female rock group The Runaways, won $87,000, not on The Price is Right, but on Jeopardy! And she is now an attorney all these years later. Very, very successful. That's pretty cool. Bassist of The Runaways and an attorney? Moses can't say he's done that, can he?
Oh, not yet.
We'll find out tomorrow. We'll see. All right, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you next time.